Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Hey, man.
Yo, I didn't see your invite. It didn't ring or anything like that.
Oh, that's fine. What are you up to?
I just got done watching. I got Dynamite on, but I got done catching up on some Ethan Page toy hunts.
Ah,
Yeah.
So he does that. He does the same stuff as Zack Ryder.
Oh yeah. But he's more into like he doesn't collect wrestling stuff. Oh, he does a little bit, but like he collects more like Marvel and DC and Power Rangers, things like that.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat stuff like that. Yeah. Like he's like a huge he's a huge DC and Marvel guy. Like,
so we got that in common.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got Danielson on screen. I think he's gonna wrestle Timothy Thatcher, right?
He's wrestling Thatcher. Yeah, first hour's been good, man. I mean, not a lot of complaints. Moxley and Page Hangman was pretty good. You know, like the finish there. You know, they kind of said that. If you're gonna use someone's reversal, also use someone's finisher, you better know how to reverse it. So, which I thought was a pretty clever finish. And the Acclaimed versus the Beverly Brothers 2023, and the Guns. That was a good segment there. And Takeshita and Brian Cage was a good match. So,
man, dude, I'm tired. I am
tired.
I don't know if it stems from Saturday and leading up into this weather that we're having.
Yeah, this weather sucks.
Yeah, this weather's nice for, being able to try on our new hoodies and pullovers and shit, but yeah, it's wearing me out. Not a fan.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
So it's gonna be like this all week.
Yeah, I think Saturday is supposed to be warmer-ish.
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, no. How you enjoyed the Rumble? Are we live already?
Yeah, we're already live. I guess we can already,
okay.
Jump in. Hey, welcome to the Drew Yari Show. I'm Drew, and with me, as always, is Mr. Justin from Spinebuster Tees. What's up, Justin?
Not much, man. How you enjoyed the Rumble?
I enjoyed it. I really liked it. We all had fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the pictures I posted. We were in the section that was like behind the front row. We were also behind the entrance. So, when people were coming out, we just saw like their back and walking to the ring.
Right.
And part of me was kind of like, I kind of wish we got the section on the other side so that way we can at least see the people come out. But, not complaining. Just like, because when I bought the tickets, I bought them like the day they came out for the pre-sale. And I was just, I think I was just like in a rush. I'm like, I need to find some good seats. Before they go away. Blah, yada, whatever. And, but nonetheless, we still had fun. We were able to find a good parking spot that was, about maybe 10 minutes from the arena. And, yeah, we had fun. We didn't get any merch. Every freaking merch table we went to was always like a fucking mile long line.
Damn.
So it's just like we're not even gonna try with that. I didn't go to they had a Rumble store, and was the Rumble store actually at the Alamo Dome or was it somewhere else?
It was at the Alamo Dome.
Okay, well, I didn't fucking see it. But as soon as the show ended, because it was raining, it was drizzling a little bit. We were walking back to our parking spot, but they were directing so much traffic, and also the rain was just kind of like fucking everything up. We had to take like a back alleyway to get back to our seats, or not our seats, to our parking spot. And by the time we got to the car, it literally turned midnight. And
wow.
yeah, I was drained, but I was also hungry at the same time. So we were able to find a Denny's that was 24 hours, and we get to the Denny's and there's only one cook, one server, one manager, and
What's the one downtown?
it's on
The one right by the Alamo Dome, right? That one?
no, it's a Denny's by our house on
okay.
Marbach.
Got it.
It's by some apartment complex. I don't know. I don't know if you know where that might be, but yeah, we went there, and there are people coming back from the show, so they got a lot of business. And
sweet.
Yeah, as soon as I got home,
there was a lot of people out because I went to to the corner store. Well, first I was gonna go to get some food from like a Whataburger or whatnot. Then those lines were forever. I was assuming there's people coming out of the show from the Alamo Dome.
Oh yeah.
Then I just went to the corner store just to pick up a couple of things. So, and there was like people like wearing their Sammy Uso t-shirts, and some people were wearing some Seth Rollins t-shirts. So I was like, oh, okay, pretty cool. I said they definitely watched the show for sure, whether it was at home or if they went to it. So that was pretty cool to see. Did you go to any of the events around town over the weekend?
There was a TWA show, right?
There was a lot of different shows.
Yeah, the TWA show I didn't go to. I didn't go to WrestleCon because we were trying to leave as early as we can just so we can find a good parking space, which we were able to. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to any other events.
Okay. Well, I went to the toy convention, wrestling toy convention not downtown, but at Wonderland, Crossroads, and saw Ted DiBiase. Like when I first walked in, the first two people I see was Ted DiBiase and that Izzy girl, that little Izzy girl.
Right.
Yeah, because she trained. She's like trained here in San Antonio. I think she like finished training or something like that here. So she was there with her parents. Then I saw Ted DiBiase, saw Bushwhacker Luke, and yeah, so I bought some stuff, of course, and went downtown on Friday night, and I didn't see no wrestlers, but I saw like a lot of wrestling social media people. So like the Denise Salcedos and the Sean Ross Sapps and the Dave LaGreca's, and so it was pretty cool to see them because, like, you see these guys on Twitter, you see these guys do their podcasts and things of that nature. So it's kind of nice that they all made out to our city to to come out and enjoy our city and enjoy the pay-per-view event. So yeah, man, I had a good time, man. Met a lot of wrestling fans, man. Striking up conversations with them, man. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, very nice. So do you want to jump into the Rumble already?
Yeah, since we're on the subject.
All right, so let's jump into the Rumble, and then we'll talk about news, and we'll talk NXT Vengeance Day, which is this Saturday. So the Royal Rumble, like we all just mentioned, it was this past Saturday at the Alamo Dome, the big dome. It was damn near sold out. Attendance was 51,338, and I was looking around, and I couldn't find one empty seat in the place. The place, I don't know if it was sold out, but I know it was damn near sold out. So good on San Antonio. The Royal Rumble. Let's get into the matches. Okay, where are the matches? Hold on. 1 second, people. Okay, here we go. Yep. The show began with the 30-man men's Royal Rumble. Were you a little shocked when it started off with the men's Royal Rumble?
Not really, no, not at all.
I mean, not really.
I kind of knew that Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, that was going to be the main event. Like, there's no way that wasn't going to be the main event. I wasn't shocked though. No.
Okay, let's not say shocked. Let me kind of take that word back. I would say like I was more like surprised because like I know Betty was asking me, what do you think is going to be the main event? Who do you think is going to open? I'm like, I think the women's Royal Rumble might open and the men's might main event if anything. And that's when the announcer was like, "And now the 30-man Royal Rumble." I'm like, "Oh, okay, there we go. I guess Kevin Owens and Roman's main eventing. So that means something big's gonna happen." But let me start off with the entrance. To begin the Royal Rumble, you had Gunther at number 1. He had a big night, and Sheamus at number 2. The Miz was number 3, and he was the first one to get eliminated. Kofi Kingston, number 4. Number 5 was Johnny Gargano. 6 was Xavier Woods. Karrion Kross was number 7, and he was the second to be eliminated, which that kind of surprised me a little bit because I didn't think he was going to win, per se. I just thought, they would have at least given him some time to, I guess, showcase what he could do, and he's another big guy, so I don't know. Were you kind of surprised that he got eliminated that early?
That I was a little surprised on, for sure. I don't know what the deal is with that, but he's starting to go down the line of not becoming irrelevant, because he's still relevant on the show, but he started to. I don't want to say bust either because he hasn't even been there for a year yet, but he's starting to become a disappointment. Not on his own, not his fault, but he's starting to feel more like a disappointment from where he returned, right? Seemed like he was going to be a perennial main eventer, right? Now it's like, ooh, is he even, he's just barely mid-card right now, so I was quite surprised by that.
Yeah, I mean, me and RJ have kind of talked about what we think is the problem with Cross. I don't know if you and me ever really talked about what we think the problem might be with Cross.
A couple times.
Oh yeah, we did. So yeah, I think he could get there. I mean, because the guy looks like a star. I think the guy can be a star, and I think they brought him back for a reason. I guess personally, I think he needs to just go back to being bald, like shave his hair.
It has nothing to do with that. He can have a bald head and with hair. What is that going to change?
I mean, it's a start. I mean, because when he was bald, he was more menacing. He was a lot more intimidating. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just me.
That too as well. I also thought about this too as well. That okay, Cross is a heel, right? And he's on SmackDown, and you can't have Cross and Gunther be two monster heels have the same, I guess, shine in the Rumble per se. Now again, I will still have Cross in there longer, but I don't know if it's like, hey, we're gonna give Gunther this because he's the Intercontinental Champion. We want to make the Intercontinental Champion look good, and and I'm not sure. But it was surprising. I'll probably have him in there for at least another 5 to 10 minutes. They don't have to be in there for too long, but at least have maybe get one elimination. You know what I mean? But it makes it seem like his. I won't say it makes it seem like his character is a joke, right? But it just makes it seem that his character is all talk, no solution. You know what I mean? For some of the things that he's doing.
Right. You're right. I mean, I'm not saying he should have been in there for like the same length as Gunther. I get it. Like you can't have two guys in the Rumble that are taking, or you can't have one guy in the Rumble that's taking the other guy's shine. But I don't know. It would have been nice to see him in there for like maybe 20 minutes at least. You fucking cat, get the fuck away from here! Jesus Christ!
Right.
Sorry, my cat decided to jump on my fucking laptop. Anyways,
what a pussy.
Yeah, what a pussy. And now my screen is lighting up. I don't know why. But yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna go back to. Actually, let me let my cat out. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
What is your deal? Why are you being annoying? All right, I'm back. All right. So after Cross was Chad Gable. Then you had Drew McIntyre, Santos Escobar, Angelo Dawkins, and then you had Brock Lesnar coming at 12, who came out and just fucked shit up. He eliminated Chad. Who is it? Xavier Woods, I believe. Dude. Okay, sorry. Xavier Woods. Actually, no, he didn't eliminate Xavier Woods. Who did he eliminate? He eliminated. Oh yeah, Santos, Angelo, and I think that's all he eliminated. And then that's when Bobby Lashley came out at number 13 and eliminated him.
He eliminated, I believe, I don't know if you said Chad Gable, Santos, Angelo Dawkins, and those three, yeah.
So he eliminated Brock, and then Brock went apeshit and just started tearing up the outside. And then that's when Baron Corbin came out, and Brock just ran all the way to the other side and just knocked down Baron Corbin so hard that Brock fell down. F5'd him as well. And after that was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins threw Baron back in the ring and threw him out. You had Otis. Rey Mysterio was supposed to come out, but Rey was attacked by Dominic. In reality, Rey was actually hurt. He got hurt on the Friday before the Rumble against Cross. Dominic came out at 18 and had Rey's mask and tore it up. Dominic was impressive. He's starting to grow on me. He's actually starting to look more like a wrestler, in my opinion. He's really getting the heel heat, and
he has the character work pretty well.
Yeah, it's just this. I want to say silly gimmick, because silly gimmick of he only spent 30 minutes in jail, and not even jail, but just lockup in a holding tank, and now he's I'm a hardened prisoner, I'm a criminal, yada yada yada, and it's working. It's getting over because it's absurd, and we know it's absurd, and the company knows it's absurd. And that's when it works, whenever all parties could work together and realize, this is an absurd gimmick, but it's working. And Dominic actually lasted, quite a while. He actually lasted longer than his Judgment Day teammates. So good on Dominic. Let's see. Where am I at? Dominic. After that, you had Elias, who was eliminated pretty quickly. Finn Balor. Booker T, who was the big surprise, and then he was eliminated by Gunther. Damian Priest came out. Montez Ford came out, but was eliminated pretty quickly by, I believe, Damian Priest. Damian Priest, there you go. Edge came out to a pretty big reaction, and his return was kind of spoiled because somebody posted on TikTok that he was signing autographs at the San Antonio airport. So
I hate wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Why would you ruin the surprise like that?
Yeah, just people.
Look, Ed, you knew he wasn't announced. Okay, if you kind of maybe you could have put the lines together, right? Put the dots together, and maybe Edge would be coming back at the Royal Rumble, right? But if I were to, let's say if I would have saw, he didn't appear in the Rumble, but he was one of the people that we were talking about, Matt Cardona. If I would have saw Matt Cardona downtown, he was going to his hotel, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, what's up, man?" And he'll probably be like, "Oh, don't tell nobody, don't take no picture of me." I'm like, I'll be like, me personally, I'll be like, "Okay, I won't." You know what I mean? And then I'll act fake shock when he comes out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's you guys gotta be smarter than that. But I don't know, man. I mean, people just get excited. They just post on Twitter. They don't think about the cause that can do to a show, right? And I say that this show, or that this Royal Rumble was terrible. Well, we'll talk about the Royal Rumble in a second. Get my brash opinion about it, but to me, it could have made the Rumble a little bit more better if he wasn't spoiled. That's just me. So.
Right, it's just people want to get likes, they want to get clicks, whatever.
Yeah, but people are not going to follow them.
I know. But
I don't know. I don't get it.
One thing about this Rumble is that they kind of made a lot of these surprises a little too obvious. Like, for example, it's like when Brock Lesnar came out, Bobby Lashley followed him like immediately after. And then,
well, I mean, they've been doing that for years, so.
And then immediately when all the Judgment, Day members came out, after that it was Edge. It was like, okay. But, I mean, again, Edge still got a huge ovation. So it was nice to see Edge.
Right.
After that was Austin Theory. So Edge eliminated Finn and Damian. It was about to eliminate Dominic, but then the Judgment Day worked to, get him eliminated. So Edge is fighting with the Judgment Day, minus Dominic. And then that's when Rhea comes out and attacks Edge from behind. All the while, Austin Theory is just watching like, hey, go ahead. And then when that happens, Beth Phoenix, comes out and spears Rhea. So that was cool. After Austin Theory, you have Omos, then Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Logan Paul at number 29, which I was a pretty big surprise because he was supposed to be out for quite a while, actually. And then number 30, of course, being Cody. Logan eliminated Seth Rollins, which was pretty surprising. So that kind of, sets the stage for a potential WrestleMania match, which I'm all for. Logan and Ricochet had I call it the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sequence, when they just were on opposite sides of the ring and they both jumped up and hit each other, which I thought was really fucking cool. What'd you think about that spot?
Good spot. I mean, I already seen it in NXT, so some people were seeing this for the first time, right? Already saw it. I would say a version of this in NXT, but very cool spot though. Not poo-pooing on it, but it had less impact on me because I already seen it once. About what was like 5-6 months ago when Ricochet and Carmelo Hayes did that spot.
I don't remember them doing that spot. It's weird, and I watched that match. So
yeah, they did. So they both did springboard off the middle rope, and they did it. They collided each other.
So the final four was Cody, Gunther, Logan Paul, and Seth. And like I just mentioned, Logan eliminated Seth, and Cody eliminated Logan. So it was down to Cody and Gunther, who had pretty much, I believe, like a 10-minute match. Was it like 10 minutes where they were like squaring off?
It was about 10, close to 10 minutes, yeah.
Which was, a match within a match. So we ended up, getting that as a treat, and it was good. I need to see that again. I need to see them have like a full length match. And of course, Cody eliminated Gunther, and Cody, as expected, is the Royal Rumble winner for 2023. Gunther actually set a Rumble record by lasting an hour, 11 minutes, and 25 seconds. Thoughts on that?
I mean, it's great for Gunther. Great spot for him. When he came out at number 1, I was like, okay, there's your Iron Man for the Royal Rumble. I was kind of hoping that number 1, number 2 was going to be Seth and Cody. But, I'm glad that we got the number 1, 2 that we did with Gunther and Sheamus. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, this Royal Rumble, I mean, I may be controversial, but with the exception of the ending of the Royal Rumble and the spot with Ricochet and Logan Paul, and some other good stuff there, like I said, with Gunther and whatnot, I thought this was just more of a middle of the road Royal Rumble itself. I mean, you had, to your point, it was, and we talked about this last week, good predictable versus bad predictable. This was bad predictable. My biggest gripe with this Royal Rumble, Cody coming in number 30. I understand that he just came back from injury. I totally get it. But give him a struggle. Give him something to,
right.
Give him something to fight for. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying for him to be at number 1. I'm not even saying for him to be at number 10, number 20, 23. You know what I mean? Give it a struggle a little bit. You know what I mean? Having him going, through some of the the odds right there. So, Gunther at the very end, like, I put it to you like this. I wanted Cody to win. He won. I'm happy about that. I think it could have done Cody more justice if he was in the Royal Rumble earlier, like I said, about 20, 22, whatever you want to call it, than where he was at. I want to see Gunther win, believe it or not, in that last two. I knew he wasn't, but just the fact that he came in number one and like he was looking like a fucking beast the entire time, like going, toe-to-toe with Lesnar and Sheamus and, you know what I mean? Like, he looked like a fucking killer in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, at the end of the day, like, Cody is supposed to be the guy, and he most likely is going to be the guy that's going to take the title off of Roman. Don't just hand it to him. Just don't hand things to him, because it was an inevitability. He came out number 30. He was going to win, right? Sami Zayn was in the Royal Rumble, right? The only other person outside of Cody that had a chance is Seth. Everybody else was not going to win. Lesnar was not going to win, right? Lesnar versus Roman again? No. Lashley versus Roman? No, because Lashley is Lashley and Lesnar. It's, Seth Rollins may have a very small chance, but I could see Seth and Roman, right? Very, very small chance, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, though, like, and plus, there were really no surprises. Like, Booker T, that was probably the biggest surprise. I wasn't really surprised by Logan Paul, right? He had his injury and whatnot, but, if he kept up with his injury, he was pretty much close to coming back at the Rumble. And it was being reported out there that his injury was coming along a lot more faster than anticipated. Good for Logan Paul. Very glad that he's back. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do with Seth Rollins potentially at WrestleMania. But, no NXT guys outside of Booker T. The commentator, right? I mean, if you want to count the New Day, I mean, but you know what I mean, like official homebred NXT guys. No Carmelo Hayes, no, Von Khali, no Braun Breaker, Grayson Waller, nobody like that, right? So it like I said, if this was any other year, this would be considered a better Rumble, like an upper, I won't say upper tier, but like above average Rumble. But to me, this was just a mid Rumble. Like, it's just the way that it is. I mean, like, and I'm happy for Gunther. Like, he did awesome in there. I'm happy for guys like Santos Escobar getting his first, real crack in the Royal Rumble. I'm happy for Dominic. Dominic did well, very well in the Rumble. He lasted for almost 30 minutes in there. Giant Gargano, an unsung hero in the Rumble, lasted for almost 30 minutes in there too as well, I think it was at 30 minutes. Ricochet, Logan Paul, great spot there, right? But, just at the end of the day, it's like, man, you could have booked this better. You could have made this more of one of the more memorable Royal Rumbles of all time. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be one of those forgettable ones. 10 years down the line, no one's going to really remember this Royal Rumble match. They're going to remember spots from it. They may remember Gunther, but they're not going to remember, like, this match from back to front to back, as we will, like, the 92 Royal Rumble or the 2001 or 2002 Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? We remember those matches pretty damn well, vividly. I don't think I'll see for this match.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel, Justin? Jeez, something. No, I'm the opposite. I thoroughly enjoyed this Rumble. I thought it was the best Rumble I've seen since 2020. And I think it's much. I thought the 2020 Rumble was really good. I personally, and then I put 2020 above this one. I liked the 2007 Rumble. I think this was almost as good as the 2007.
Oh yeah, 2007 was fantastic.
But I liked it. I mean, I still think it had its faults. I'm with you. There wasn't enough surprises. I think maybe that's kind of, to be fair, maybe that's kind of on us for kind of buying into, are we getting Steve Austin? Are we getting The Rock? Are we getting, fill in the blank? I get that.
I mean, that's true.
Right.
That's true. But at the same time as well, it's like over the past few years, you were known to at least give us one big surprise. But to me, Booker T is not, like, to me, like, it's not really that big of a surprise because if you see that he's been wrestling on the, he's been wrestling in his company or whatnot. I'm not saying that I popped. I still popped a little bit, but it wasn't like, holy shit, Booker T's back. Like, there were some people. No, I'm being honest. There were some people I saw on Twitter crying. Like, he was like, okay, it's great.
It's like he works for the company.
Exactly. Like he works for the company. It's not like, okay, we mentioned Jay White, and I don't even know why I really thought Jay White could have had a chance in it because he still has a contract with New Japan, and he's going to be going up against Hikuleo for the Loser Leaves Town, in this month. But like, if you would have gave me, let's say, if you would have gave me JTG, it would have felt like Booker T, but I would have popped more, and that would have been more surprising. JTG would have been a surprise. Looks great, still wrestles, you know what I mean? He can, he could probably be in there for about 5-10 minutes to get eliminated, and I'd be cool with that, right? Somebody like, even like a Matt Cardona, I would still be a little bit surprised about that, but like, there was none of that element in this Men's Royal Rumble at all.
Right, but going back, it's like, it would have been nice to seen at least some NXT guys, like maybe a Cameron Grimes, maybe a Carmelo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, also, what you could have done is you could have like had some guys in that have storylines, and then kind of continue it in the Rumble. You know what I mean? Like, put Carmelo in the ring with I don't know, Dijakovic, Apollo Crews. There you go. Just kind of continue that storyline. I mean, it would have been nice to at least seen some NXT calls, but and also, I guess pacing, if that makes sense. Like, I'm glad Gunther got that shine, and now he got his roses, and we're seeing him, or the company is seeing him the way we do. But it's like, if you wanted to end with Cody and Gunther, fine, but placement would have the better placing. Like, with Cody, it's like, yes, he did say in the scrum, after Rumble, that he literally got cleared on the day of the Rumble. So maybe it's a Triple H call of like, I don't want you to, re-injure yourself or get another injury. So I'm just going to take it easy on you, which that makes sense. I'm fine with that. But you could have like maybe placed them a little higher, maybe like 20, 22, whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because like you do make a good point. Because there are other podcasters, like on Soup, who kind of said the same thing of like, we're trying to build Cody up as, the next big, babyface, this big superhero. But you have him come in at 30, and it's just like, all right, guys.
It's handed to him.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you basically kind of handed it to him the way you look at it. Like, when he did the promo on Monday where he goes, I outlasted 29 other men. It's like, did you really, though? You know what I mean? But, yeah, it's like you could have just placed him at, like, maybe 20 and had Gunther come in at, like, 18, 15 and just start fucking shit up, and then Cody comes in. Or maybe have Gunther come in at 21.
Oh, Gunther was perfect. If he lasted to the end like that, no, I'm cool with that. Okay. It's really just where Cody was positioned in the Rumble itself, and you know what I mean. Like, if you, like I said, 20 through 30. Well, it's like not through 30, but like really 20 through maybe like 24. Could have been perfect, right? You could have done the Edge thing earlier in the Rumble. You could have had the you could have Judgment Day, all coming early in the Rumble, right? Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, I thought that was middle of the Rumble. I thought that was perfect, right? Those were really the only storylines that really came out of it. The only storylines was Sheamus Gunther at the beginning. Then you had Dominic with Rey Mysterio's mask. Then the Judgment Day with Edge. And really, Logan Paul and Seth Rollins beginning that storyline. Then I mean, yeah, there was really nothing else that was. I mean, Cody and Seth again, but to me, like, again, there wasn't really anything like massive in this Royal Rumble that was like, oh my god, holy shit, oh, you know what I mean? Like Brock and Lashley, like it's kind of obvious now that that's going to be the WrestleMania match, right? So, and I'm happy for Lashley eliminating Brock. That was cool. But again, this kind of fell flat. It could have been, even if they didn't have all the surprise entrances or whatnot, they could have done better with just positioning Cody in a better entrance.
Okay. And then just with Brock and Bobby, I kind of wish that they had stuck with my plan and that they eliminate each other at the same time. Like, Bobby comes in and his mentality is, I don't really give a fuck about the Rumble. I just want Brock. I want to beat the fuck out of him. Instead, it's like he throws out Brock and then he continues the rest of the match, and then Seth, of all people, throws him out. Not, Drew or somebody that's like, a little bit bigger than him. Like, that would have made more sense. But, I still enjoy the Rumble nonetheless, even though it had its faults. And then, again, with going back to Cody, you just have him come out. I was actually surprised Cody came in at 30 because as soon as I got to the 20s, I'm like, all right, is Cody going to come out? Okay, no, he's not coming out. So is Cody going to come out now?
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking the same thing.
So, when I was telling, Betty, my fiance, I was like, all right, so I think Cody's going to come out right now. Oh, no, he's not. Oh. And then Logan came out. I'm like, so I guess Cody's 30? Okay. So, he's going to win. We already knew he was going to win, but, I guess he's going to win it, rather easily. But still, nonetheless, I enjoyed the Rumble. I had fun. So good for Cody. Next match, you had the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Bray Wyatt defeating LA Knight. Let me go back to the Rumble real quick. The Royal Rumble match was an hour, 11 minutes, and 42 seconds. The Bray Wyatt LA Knight match was 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Oh boy. Okay. We talked about
what the fuck do you want to say about this match? Wrong person won for once.
Uh-huh.
What was, and again, I asked this last week, what would be the point of Bray Wyatt winning? I understand it's his first match back, but if he would have lost that match, Drew, would that have made a difference on the popularity of Bray Wyatt? Would have killed his run, or like would that hurt him? Like, no, it wouldn't have hurt him. It would have helped LA Knight if he would have won his match, even though the match was shit. Now I will say this: Bray Wyatt looked fucking cool with the black light and the face paint and all that shit. He looked great. I'm not gonna lie. Look awesome. Match sucked. It was terrible. The fact that there was like plutonium at ringside was stupid. I don't know if it was plutonium or not. I'm just calling it that.
Well, I think if it was plutonium, I think I'd be dead.
well, oh yeah. Well,
but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway,
I look good for a corpse, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, so the fact that the match ended, Bray Wyatt won, but he was selling the match. The fact that when you put a mask on after that, cool mask, again, very cool mask. Not gonna shit on the mask, but the fact that he puts on the mask, he can start no selling, kendo stick shots. Like, why wasn't the mask on the entire time then? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, make this make sense to me. Why wasn't the mask on the entire time if you could just no sell? I'm just saying. I don't get it. I don't understand it. The obvious botch, at the end with Uncle Howdy falling with the fucking puppets is stupid. I don't know what we're gonna get with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. I'm still thinking maybe Uncle Howdy versus Bray Wyatt, but I don't know how they're gonna get there now because it seems like Uncle Howdy was helping Bray Wyatt this time versus attacking. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, very forgetful match. Very forgetful match. We'll just say that.
Let me just start off by saying I was already losing interest in anything Bray Wyatt did. This just completely kills it. I don't have any fucking interest in anything Bray Wyatt has to say or do from this point forward. He fucking sucks. He sucks. This gimmick is fucking stupid. We can't blame Vince for this. We can't blame Vince for this because apparently this is all Bray. Like, you know, the impression was that the whole time when Vince was in charge, it was Vince. Now that Vince is gone, kinda, Bray can do his own shit. And it's like, oh, I guess it wasn't Vince. I guess you can't say it was all Vince. So Bray Wyatt fucking sucks. I'm just gonna start off with that. This match was fucking stupid. I mean, again, A for effort because it looked cool. I mean, I'll give it that. It looked cool, but everything else about it was fucking bad. What
was people's reaction there?
It was quiet. It was, I could hear conversations. That's how quiet it was, because my fiance was telling me that there was somebody behind us, and she can hear conversations too. She could hear someone saying, "Are we still going to go to IHOP after the show?" Like, that's how fucking quiet it was. And granted, maybe their energy was, sucked up or, sucked away from the fucking Rumble, maybe, but this was just bad.
I don't think so, because, no, I don't think so.
BAD.
I just think that this match was terrible, man. Probably going to go down as one of the worst matches of the year. Well, I'll say it done now. We're in the second month now of 2020. Believe it or not, it's already freaking February already, but, this match was terrible. Awful, terrible. I'm not so harsh on you with that, like, giving up on Bray Wyatt. I mean, I'm not to that yet, but.
Oh no, I am.
I get it, but, I'm still intrigued on, what's gonna happen on the event. Like, to me, like I mentioned, there has to be major advancement with this story, and there was no major advancement with this story because you're at the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. That was my biggest disappointment out of it, but I'm just gonna wait and see. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have my expectations too high with this going forward. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, and hopefully something happens good out of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, like this was fucking shit.
The drizzling shits, as they say. And then the aftermath, which, LA Knight's trying to leave the ring, and then he's hitting Bray with a kendo stick. Bray's not selling, and then Bray gets him in the mandible claw, and I couldn't fucking see shit. That was kind of like one of many problems with this match is that if you weren't sitting close enough, you couldn't see shit. And I was like, I had to look around the arena. I'm like, where the fuck are they? Until I finally saw the spot, with the quote-unquote fire. Which I think, what was it? That was Uncle Howdy who missed. Who actually missed the spot.
Missed. It was like, I don't know if you watched any of the Rumble back yet, but man, it looked bad on TV.
It just, yeah. I mean, if I want to rewatch the show just so I can hear the commentary because, I forgot to mention, Pat McAfee came back to a really big reaction, and Michael Cole and Corey Graves didn't even know he was going to be there, which made it even better. And so I want to hear the commentary at least. And but yeah, it was damn good commentary. But I don't know if you heard, but in the Royal Rumble when Dominic came out with Rey Mysterio's mask, Michael Cole called Dominic as a piece of shit. He didn't fully say it because Corey Graves cut him off, but that was hilarious. Oh, I know what you're talking about because I saw some clips on TikTok, and he was saying that, and then I think Pat McAfee goes, yeah, I still heard he became a prison bitch. Oh man, but yeah, this match was just bad. Bad. It's already one of the worst matches of the year. I mean, we have another 10 months ago, so who knows? Maybe something can surpass it. Maybe something on AEW. Something on AEW usually seems to.
Oh, so far they've been doing fucking wells.
I mean, I'm not saying I want AEW to do bad. I'm just saying usually it's something from AEW. Usually.
Yeah, no, yeah. Maria Shafir will probably be in that boat somewhere this year.
And maybe Bray Wyatt will do another weird, Arby's hardcore House of Horrors match. I don't fucking know. Nobody leaves my house without the meats. So, we got the meats. Number 3, or the next match, is Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. This match was 7 minutes and 35 seconds.
Again, lackluster.
Bleh.
Very lackluster. I mean, not really much to say about it other than the fact that I won't say I expected more from this because it is Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, she's a great talker. She's a great promo. She's a decent wrestler. She doesn't have a high ceiling in wrestling. Not a good match. Was very tuned out of it. Didn't care about it. We saw nothing from Elko Howdy. There was no advancement with that story either. So there you go.
Yeah, this match was bleh. Just bleh. I mean, WWE was smart enough to put the bullshit in middle, and then end the show a little hot. Yeah, Alexa Bliss, another one of those wrestlers that I just mentioned about Bray Wyatt, where she doesn't do anything that's overly stupid like Bray Wyatt does, but she's, again, one of those people where it's just like, I'd rather not watch anything she does because she's not a wrestler, clearly. I mean, she even says straight up, I'm an entertainer. I want to do movies. So I don't care about this match. I'm glad it's over. Hopefully for Bianca to move on to, a much better program with a much better opponent. Because, again, I don't think Alexa Bliss is terrible. I mean, there's a lot of terrible women's wrestlers, especially in WWE. But yeah, she's just, I guess, passable.
You mean Dana Botch? For some reason, why was she in the Royal Rumble? I know that. Why the fuck was she in the Royal Rumble?
That was my response when I looked over to my fiance. I'm like, how does this bitch still have a job?
Would have been easily another NXT. We'll get there in a second, but
we'll get there. But yeah, Alexa just bleh. It is what it is. I'm happy it's over, and so we can move. So Bianca can move on to a better opponent. Next match is the 30 Women Royal Rumble. So let's get to the participants. Rhea Ripley came out at 1, which I was a little surprised by. She was my pick to win, and spoiler, she won. I don't know. Just thought it was kind of weird that she came out at 1. Number 2 was Liv Morgan. Number 3 was Dana Botch, which we just mentioned. Emma came out at 4. Shayna Baszler at 5. Number 6 was Bayley. Number 7 was B-Fab, and she came and went. Number 8 was Roxanne Perez, and she got a nice little pop when she came out. 9 was Dakota Kai. 10 was I was going to say Dakota Sky. Io Sky. 11 was Natalya, which everyone knows how I feel about Natalya, but she got a nice reaction, which, it is what it is. Number 12 was Candice LeRae. 13 was Zoe Stark, and she had some good time. She did pretty good.
She had a great time. She looked great in there.
Yeah, she's really good. She just needs to not speak on a microphone. 14 is Xia Li. 15 is Becky Lynch. She was eliminated by Bayley, and then Bayley was eliminated by Liv Morgan, so that's going to continue that storyline. Next week in a steel cage. 16 is Tegan Nox, who surprisingly didn't get hurt walking to the ring. 17 is the returning Asuka, who is now, I guess, I don't know if you would call it a new gimmick. It's a new-ish gimmick for the American fans. She's now Kana, or she's bringing back the Kana gimmick.
She's bringing back the Kana gimmick, the clown makeup or whatnot. So she's back to the Kana who used to bleed. She used to, not a lot of people know that she used to bleed in her matches. She used to fight Minoru Suzuki, and she used to be a fucking killer in Japan. So this is more of NXT Asuka that we're about to see. I would like to hope.
Oh, the place went fucking nuts when she came out, and as soon as she showed the clown makeup, we loved it. I loved it. I love Asuka. Next is Piper Niven. No more Dewdrop. Fucking good. And she looked pretty good out there.
She's good. She's really fucking good. She's really good. But just that dewdrop gimmick, a lot of people couldn't see past the name.
Do you think? Let's kind of go back to Nevin real quick. Do you think it was kind of like a thing of like people couldn't take the name seriously and she couldn't take the name seriously, which is why she wasn't like, I don't want to say phoning it in, but she wasn't like taking it as seriously as she wanted to?
No, I think she was taking it seriously because she was still having good matches, even with the dewdrop gimmick. Dewdrop name, I should say. But like, again, a lot of people they didn't really see that because like, oh, it's Dewdrop. Like, I'm not going to watch this match. Or it's Dewdrop. Like, oh, she sucked. I think now with the name Piper Niven, people are going to like look at her now and, give her a new reset. But she's fantastic, man. If you go back and watch some of her stuff in NXT UK, she went up against Toni Storm in the Mae Young Classic, which was a fantastic match that they had. But yeah, man, she's awesome. She's awesome. I think she's gonna get that. I don't know if she's gonna get like TV time and where she's gonna win the women's title. I'm not saying that, but I think she's gonna be taken a little bit more seriously now. Hopefully.
Yeah, and again, like it's good that she got her name back because now it looks like she has like a new confidence. She looked good out there. Next is Tamina. Again, why does she still have a job? I don't know. I like Tamina in a cringy, in an ironic way.
Tamina. I mean, I definitely don't want to see her in long matches. I don't want to see her in, for the women's title. I don't want to see none of that with Tamina, but I like her. She's somebody that you need someone like Tamina on your roster, which is a veteran that can put over younger talent, that can teach younger talent how to work in matches.
Right. Next is the returning Chelsea Green, who set a women's record. She came in and she was immediately fucking eliminated by Rhea.
It was when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, she's being rumored to have the Karen gimmick. This is the Karen gimmick. So a lot of people were pissed off about it, but like if you kind of,
I like it.
Huh?
I like it. I'm fine with it.
Oh no, I'm not saying there. I mean, just saying in general, there was people who were pissed off about it, and if you put two and two together, I'm like, well, she's supposed to do the Karen gimmick, and this is what the Karen gimmick is probably going to be about. So, and that was, and that was pretty much shown on Raw this past Monday. So there you go.
Next is Zelina Vega, who came out dressed as Chun-Li, I think.
It was Jerry. It was Street Fighter, but it was Jerry.
Okay. Next is Raquel Rodriguez, who looked pretty good out there. Maya Yim, Lacey Evans at 24. Number 25 was Michelle McCool, who just happened to be in the crowd. 26 was Indy Hartwell, which I thought was kind of stupid that she was that low and she didn't come out with Candice to kind of have that, to reunite, the way, but, whatever. 27, Sonya Deville. 28, Shotzi. 29 was Nikki Cross. And the big surprise, the big surprise, Nia Jax, who
Stupid.
Was botched. First of all, they botched her fucking entrance because...
Oh, I think it was just like, hey, welcome back, Nia. You like to botch things, right? Let's just botch your entrance.
Which I'm like, as soon as her music played, everybody just booed. They just went, boo! They were like, fuck this bitch. And then after that, that's when they put on the clock and they're like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
It was shit.
Which I was a little worried as soon as she came out and she just started like throwing women around. But then, Rhea tried to pick her up, but it's like, Nia, come on. You can't fucking like go to the gym, go on a diet or something, because that bitch looked big. And I don't got a problem with big women, but this woman didn't. She looked big. She looked unhealthy big.
I'm not gonna say anything. I ain't gonna go talk about her.
Send all your hate mail to me. Send all your hate mail my way.
That's one thing I don't do. I don't talk about a woman's weight.
I do, especially if it's a complete cunt like fucking Nia Jax. But yeah, so she's out, and it came down to
before we continue, back to Nia Jax. Now, this ain't about her weight. This is about her being in the wrong for like what, 1.5, 2 minutes, something like that. Mm-hmm. What was the point of the return and being at number 30? If this is what you're gonna do with her, now say this: if she's gonna be back in WWE, okay, fine, so be it. But if this is just a one-off, and she was only in there for 2 minutes, you could have brought one more other person up from NXT.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Michelle McCool. Like she was the only legend in there? She was the only legend in there. Did Michelle McCool really need to be in there?
No.
Was it necessary? I'm seeing people online say, "Oh, give Michelle McCool another run." Like, are you fucking serious? She's good, but that is not focusing on the youth.
Right.
It's not focusing on the youth. You want to keep going back to the past, and rehashing the past, and rehashing the past over and over and over and over and over again. That's what Vince McMahon was doing for years. And look at WWE in 2017, 2018, 2019. It fucking sucked. Because he didn't want to make new stars. He just wanted to keep bringing back, The Rock and Stone Cold and, Trish Stratus and Lita. And I love them to death. Don't get me wrong. I love them to death. And in certain situations, having them in matches will make sense. Like Stone Cold and Kevin Owens. I was fine with that, right? If The Rock would have came back and, at the end of this pay-per-view, to confront Roman Reigns, okay, it makes sense, part of the storyline. But bring random people back. Like, okay, Booker T, great, happy for him, glad that he got that moment right. He's a legend. Was it needed? No. Was Michelle McCool needed? No. It's just come on, man. We got to do better. And I'm hoping that we are going to do better in the future. But there's still some things that kind of worries me. So there you go.
I mean, because fucking Trish and Lita were in town, so how did they not get invited back? That's still weird.
I don't want to see them in the Rumble. I don't want to see them in the Rumble.
Why the fuck not?
I mean, because again, it's not pushing the youth.
Well, I mean, it's not. Well, you were just talking about surprises.
Yeah, but you can do so surprises you can do better, right? Bring up somebody from like a surprise.
Trish Stratus isn't better as a surprise.
No, I'm not saying like you gotta think about it this way. Okay. How many times can we see Trish Stratus for it to be not special? How many times can we see Lita for it to be not special? And again, it's about pushing the youth, right? It's about pushing the youth, it's about maybe bringing back somebody who can, make something as a good return, right? Even though, like, I'll put it to you this way. Even though I hate the Nia Jax, I'd rather see Nia Jax come back than Michelle McCool. Because at least Nia Jax, she's fucking sucks. But she has some years left on her. Maybe by a fucking split miracle that she can get better, right? But Michelle McCool, she's Undertaker's wife, and she can still go. Don't get me wrong, but again, though, it's like it won't make a difference. Like if Michelle McCool comes back for 5-6 months and she goes up against Charlotte Flair, like is that really something that you want to see? And it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me at all. But like to my point though, like with surprises, like a Kairi Sane, right? Mitch and Naomi, she didn't come back, right? You could have had some other people in there, right? Maybe you had Roxanne, that was good, right? Zoe Stark was good, Indy Hartwell was good, right? You know what I mean? Maybe could have got a couple one-offs from the Indies. Maybe Tessa Blanchard, but I know people don't want to see Tessa Blanchard at all. But I'm just naming names. That could have made sense, but Tessa lives in San Antonio too, but that's near here or there. She's a cunt anyway, so
we don't claim her. We don't claim her, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. And like for the men, right? Like again, like you could have had a Grayson Waller in there. You could have had a Carmelo Hayes in there. Not to say that they're gonna win, You know what I mean? But just put him in there for a little bit. Like the only like legend I would like prefer is probably Great Muta. Only reason is because that if he goes into the WWE Hall of Fame, he would never have a match in WWE or never have an appearance in WWE. It would be pretty cool if he would have been in the Rumble for like, 10, 15 minutes and just leave. So there you go. But that's my rant.
You want to know how you would get Nia Jax to lose weight?
Jesus.
You pay the ice cream man to keep on driving.
Oh man. Yeah. That's rough. Oh god. Jesus Christ Almighty.
Send all your hate mail my way.
Jesus.
I got one more.
I just live here.
I got one more, guys. I'll swear I'll move on. Nia Jax is so fat that when she stepped on a scale, it said to be continued.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
I'm an awful person. Anyways, but yeah, moving on to the end of the match. It was down to Rhea, Asuka, and Liv Morgan. So I guess they're trying to repush. I don't know if I would say repush because they do like Liv Morgan, but they're still continuing the Liv Morgan push because she ended up lasting in the match. It came down to both Rhea and Liv as the final two participants in the Rumble. There was a spot on the apron where it was all three women, Asuka, Rhea, and Liv. Not Rhea, but Asuka ended up spitting mist in Liv's eyes, and then Rhea threw Asuka off the top rope. Liv looked like, Rhea looked like she was about to fall off the apron, and God damn it, Anna. Rhea looked like she was about to fall off the apron, and then she grabbed Liv and threw her off. So now Rhea is your Royal Rumble winner. Give me 1 second. My fiance just texted me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. God, Anna, why'd you fucking share that? Oh god, that's gonna distract me. But I guess kind of my same problem with the men's, which is we know who's gonna win, but it would have made sense if you gave them more of a struggle. Which is in Rhea's case, it's kind of the opposite. Is that she's supposed to be this conniving, evil, bitch, but you have her going at number one and outlast everybody. Like, that's something you could have done for Cody, which we kind of know that he was, maybe not 100%. But it would have made more sense if Rhea came out at 30, and then have fucking Liv came. Let's do this. Liv comes out at number one, and Rhea comes out at 30, and then Liv and Rhea are the last two competitors, but Rhea is the fresh woman, and she ends up eliminating Liv. And that's how you get that heel heat, or you still continue to build up that heel heat on Rhea. Is that Rhea can be like, "Oh, did I ruin your moment, Liv?" Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will still poo on it a little bit, but it will make more sense because Rhea's a heel, right? Again, because we both predicted the two Royal Rumble winners. Like, it was kind of obvious, right?
Which, you want to know something that was kind of weird about that? I'm sorry to cut you off, but so like on the pre-show, they were really trying to like spoil the ending because they had two kids that were sitting in the front row, and like somebody was asking them, "Hey, who's your picks to win the Rumble?" And then one kid went Cody Rhodes, and the other kid, said Rhea Ripley. And later on, the comedian, the comedian Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias.
No.
I mean, his name is Gabriel Iglesias, but his nickname is Fluffy, and he's been around for at least like 20 years. And
let me guess, is he fat? Oh, is he fat?
Well, no, he's fluffy. That's the gimmick.
Oh, sorry.
Long story short, the whole thing is he's not fat, he's fluffy. There's 5 levels of fatness. There's big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and damn, which I I'll explain it to you at another time. But he's a big WWE guy, fan, and he came out on the pre-show with I think it was Booker T and Jerry Lawler and whatever, and they asked him who his pick was, and he said Rey Mysterio, which is like, yeah, we know Rey's not going to win it, and then he wasn't even in the match. So
okay, yeah, he's a big fan. Yeah. He's definitely a big fan of Rey. He's picking Rey to win.
I mean, it's a Hispanic picking another Hispanic wrestler.
I get it. It wouldn't.
Right.
Whatever.
But anyways, when they came back from break and they went back to Fluffy and they asked him, so who do you think's going to win? And he said, well, I'm still sticking with Rey, but if I had to pick another wrestler, I'd say Cody. So I think somebody told him, pick Cody. Like, say you're going to pick Cody. So they were pretty much hammering it home. We want Cody to win. Like, we really want Cody to win, and we also want Rhea to win. So we're still happy with the picks. It's just, it's just pacing.
It's just how they got there. It could have been better, right? Happy with both picks. It just could have been booked better. Now, again, to your point, Rhea going number one. The one thing I want to say, the women beat the shit out of each other in the Rumble match. Even though I thought this Rumble match, again, the first half of this Rumble match was boring.
Mm-hmm.
Boring.
True.
Again, and I'm gonna say this again. This was a mid-tier women's Rumble until the end. The end was fantastic. I thought it was better than the men's. I thought the ending was better than the men's, more creative. Well, okay, I'll say this. I think the ending was more creative than the men's, but I think the men's was better overall, if that makes sense. But
oh no, I get you.
Yeah, but anyway, but the women beat the shit out of each other, man. If you go look at Mia Yim's Instagram or Twitter, Mia Yim's Instagram or Twitter, she got fucking marks on her face. We already know what happened to fucking Rhea Ripley. Her nose got fucked up. You know what I mean? She
dislocated her knee during the match, and she popped it right back in.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and also with that, Sonya Deville, she had a big ass gash over her eye. So these women were fucking their asses up, but they're getting their ass fucked up. Not like that though, but. They were giving it to each other, man. They were hitting each other stiff. So go work for the women, but still mid Royal Rumble. Just gonna call it what it is.
Hey, when they work stiff, it makes me stiff. Anyways, on to the next
oh my God.
segment. Jeez. Hey, do you want to hear more Nia Jax fat jokes?
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't matter. But next segment is the musical performance, if you want to call it that. Jeez. The less time we spent on this.
To talk about. I mean, I went to the restroom, so yeah.
Hey, I had to watch it live. I couldn't get up because there was a guy sitting next to my sister-in-law that was in a cane, or that had a cane on him. So it's like, we're not going to make this dude get up just because this dude sucks. But looking back on it, I probably should have just done it anyway. But yeah, this guy sucked. This guy was bad. They said he was a country music artist. They said country rap or country rock or something.
Rock, yeah.
And it's I was on Wrestling Court with Julian on Sunday, and I had to explain it to him. I was because Julian's from New York and we're from Texas, and I had to kind of explain to his audience. It's okay, guys. That is not good rock. I mean, that is not good country, because we live in Texas, and I'm not even saying I'm this big country fan. I'm really not. But I listen to good country. I've listened to some good country songs. That's an example of bad country. This country rock, country pop, country rap. It's just, that's not country. None of that's country. It fucking sucks, and the whole place was booing him. And as soon as he was done, there was a guy behind me that said, "Nobody cares." And yeah, and apparently the company thought the same thing about him too. There was even a report that came out that I think even wrestlers in the back thought he sucked. So
trash.
why did that need to happen? I mean, if you wanted to have like a performance, you could have had him perform like on the pre-show outside. But then again, what I know, but it's just you
know what they should have done with him?
No.
Instead of making him to like the second to last thing that you see, just put him at the opening. Have him do like the opening video package with him performing at the same time. I think that could have went over better.
Well, there was an opening package with him. No,
but what I'm saying, doing the performance at the same time. So they'll go back and forth between the video, like if you're watching on TV, going back and forth between the video package and him, doing it live. I think that could have been better. I mean, he still could have got booed or whatnot, but like that could have made people a little bit more hyped for the show there in the Alamo Dome versus just like putting him. He's not he's not fucking. And I hate Drake, but he's not fucking Drake. He's not fucking. A big fucking star. Like I didn't hear anything about him until WWE put him on TV for the first time. So there you go.
I just the point is I didn't want to see him perform in like period. But
what I'm saying is that like if you had to take the lesser two evils of what it is, I think it'll be better to open the show with him. He does a little 3, 4, 5 minute whatever song. And, like, you don't have to, like, see it again. You don't have to worry about it for the rest of the show. Like, this was, like, fucking the second to last thing, fucking 10:30 at night. Like, no. It's fucking awful.
It was already a long show. And another kind of complaint is, like, why couldn't the show start at 6 and end at, like, 10-ish? It would have been better if it ended around that time instead of starting at 7 and ending at fucking 11:40, 45 at night. So it's like, Jesus. But yeah, we're done with that. Next is the main event. You had the undisputed Universal WWE Championship match. Roman Reigns, the champion, with Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Roman Reigns won, of course, retaining his undisputed championships. The match was 19 minutes and 15 seconds. This was actually the third time these two have had a championship match at the Royal Rumble. The first time was in 2017, which was in San Antonio. The second time was in 2021. That was the Thunderdome era, and that was the Last Man Standing match. And then third time would be here.
Golf cart too.
Oh yeah, the golf cart, and also the spot where Paul Heyman was taking too long to uncuff the cuffs. But this is a good match. These two always have good matches with each other. They have good chemistry because, you got Kevin Owens, who I think is kind of like the Cactus Jack-ish type character, where it's like he doesn't look like a guy who's supposed to go out there and have a good match, but he always goes out there and has a good match. He manages to bring out the best in most of his opponents, especially a guy like Roman. And of course, Roman, who is doing some of the best work of his career, granted, look at the talent he's in the ring with. And they're smart enough to surround him with good talent, and they also know, who's gonna be a dud for him in the ring. They're smart enough to not put, Baron Corbin in the ring with him. Which surprisingly, Baron Corbin is the last guy to pin Roman in a match. Goddamn. But nonetheless, Roman's doing the best work of his career, and good match. Good back and forth match. There were some pretty grody spots, like the spot with Roman, bouncing Kevin Owens' head on the fucking steel steps, which I'm just like, ooh. I can imagine Chris Nowinski watching that and going, the fuck? But, Kevin, either Kevin Owens was really good at selling that shit or he was really fucked up, but maybe it's both. But, I like the match. For a second, for like a tiny second, even though I know Roman was going to win, I thought Kevin Owens might have a chance to win, mainly because he was really putting emphasis on, I'm going to take the Universal title from you, not the Undisputed, but the Universal title. But Roman won, so I'm again fine with it. Before we get to the after match or aftermath, whatever you want to call it, what'd you think about the match?
Good match. Very good match. I'm going to say this. And I know we're about to talk about the ending in a second too, but without the ending, of this pay-per-view, this could have been a fail of a show.
Right.
Again, because if you look at the totality of it, we already talked about the men's Royal Rumble. We already talked about the women's. The right winners won, but there were some things you could have done better. Bray Wyatt, no, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Bianca and Alexa, like, no. Then you had that fucking piece of shit performance. This could have been a thumbs down show without that miraculous ending. But as far as match was, this match was great. Great match. Roman and now my thing was that, okay, what is Sammy going to do? She didn't really do much in this match other than the ending with the chair thing. So my thing was, okay, what's the final test? What's the final test? And so as I knew that the match ended, I was like, okay, there's gonna be more than this. The Bloodline's gonna come out. We haven't seen them all night. There's no way you're not gonna have the Bloodline come out or not have them appear on the pay-per-view at all. So they gotta come out. I wish they did, but yeah, very fun match though. I like this match overall. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns always have good matches with each other, so good shit.
I mean, it's kind of one of the newer feuds in this current WWE climate. It might even be Roman's probably Roman's best feud, and one of his greatest feud is with Kevin Owens. And then of course
I'll probably put Braun Strowman ahead of that. The first Strowman Reigns feud was fucking great ass fucking TV of just Braun Strowman just destroying him every week. I mean, it's little on that. It's little on that. So,
I mean, the feud was kind of like, it was kind of, I guess, polarizing because the whole point of the feud was that you were trying to get Roman over as a face, but ended up making Braun Strowman this massive baby face, which went nowhere. But that's neither here nor there. But let's get to the aftermath. You had the rest of the Bloodline, the Usos and Solo come out and beat the shit out of Owens, which, kind of attention to detail and just a little nitpicking here, is like, whenever they do these beatdowns, it's like, why does nobody ever come out and try to stop? Like, no security, no referees, no agents. Like, I mean, I think it would have made more sense if like agents came out and referees and like the Bloodline or like Solo and the Usos are just like kicking them out. It's like, if you want to get in here, you're gonna get your ass whooped. You know what I mean? Just like the whole thing of like, Kevin Owens apparently doesn't have like one friend in the locker room, or like have one friend or have one person that likes him. So I don't know. Just
well, I mean, if you think about it in kayfabe sense as well, like he was face heel, and he was a heel. He used to beat the shit out of everybody. So do heel jacket. So maybe there's some people that kind of still in kayfabe sense, where if they are a face or a heel, that kind of looks at him like, I don't know, I don't want to go help this guy. The only person that was there to help him was Sammy. So I don't know.
I mean, I guess
but maybe agents, to your point,
sense.
yes, agents could have came out too as well.
Yeah, agents, referees could have tried to come out and help him, but then the whole time, like Solo and Roman or the Usos could have just been like, "Hey, if you want to come in here, that's fine, but you're gonna get your ass whooped." You know what I mean? But they beat the fuck out of Kevin, which another kind of tidbit thing I have, which I know WWE doesn't do blood. I'm not saying like have Owens have like a crimson mask, but it's just like, if he's going to be taking like a million super kicks to the face and a chair shot, can he, like, I don't know, could he get some color? I don't know, just like maybe like a cut on the side of his head, some bruises. It's like he comes out of that looking fresh, like looking like he hasn't been hurt. So I don't know, just whatever. But they beat the fuck out of him, and Kevin, again, he either really was fucked up or he is doing a really good job at selling it. So Paul Heyman conveniently has 2 pairs of handcuffs in his fucking in his jacket, which I'm just like, that's convenient. Paul gives it to Roman Reigns, and he handcuffs both hands of Kevin Owens to the rope, and he's about to get a steel chair and smash Kevin's head in. Sammy jumps in And the whole place gasped. Like, they just gasped and went, as soon as Sammy got right in front of, Roman, which he's, saying, I think he was saying, like, come on, Roman, you're better than this. You don't need to do it. You're good. And that's when Roman says, you do it. And, like, that's when the whole crowd just started chanting, Sammy, 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 Sammy. And, Roman's just, like, egging him on. He even, like, shoves him and, like, pie faces him. And I actually recorded the whole thing on my phone because I was like waiting for something big to happen. Because I'm like, wait, is The Rock going to come out? Okay, he's not going to come out, so something big's going to happen. So I'm recording at least like 15 minutes of this on my phone. And as soon as Sammy made eye contact with Roman, I can hear the whole crowd going, and that's when Sammy levels Roman in the back of, not the back of the head, but on his back. And you just see the Usos like, what the fuck? What'd you do? And Jay, Jimmy's the first one to, start in on Sammy. Super kicks him, attacks him. Solo, I thought it was funny. Solo grabs Jimmy and throws him off and then ends up going after Sammy, which I thought was funny. And Roman beats the fuck out of Sammy. And looks over at Jay, and Jay's in the corner, like, looking like he's crying. Because he's like, man, I can't attack him. He's my friend. Like, I hated him, and now I love him. He's a brother. So then he ends up leaving. And that was the end of the show. The bloodline is deteriorating. Jay's out. And, we have that to look forward to. So what'd you think about this segment?
One of the all-time best segments in the history of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not hyperbole. If you look at the industry across the board, if you look at the major influences who review content or who's in the news, Meltzer, Alvarez, Solomonster, who else? Rashawn Ross Sapp, Denise Salcedo, even though I hate that fucking cunt.
Wait, what? Why?
That's another story for another day. Even JD from NY. JD from NY, the people who says that he hates WWE. Everyone said that this is probably one of the greatest, storylines, greatest angles all time in the history of wrestling. The one thing that a lot of people are not talking about is how huge, ginormous that pop was. That was one of the biggest pops I ever heard. How was the pop? I need to ask you, how was the pop from a live perspective there when Sammy hit Roman?
It was fucking huge.
The biggest was that the biggest pop that you ever been a part of in an arena?
Yeah. That and also the whole crowd chanting "fuck you, Roman" when he beat up Sammy.
Yeah, great.
I need to upload that video on YouTube. By the way, it was about 15 minutes. That was huge. Like, Roman has nuclear heat to the point where the next night on Raw, when they were showing like just his face, you can hear the crowd going boo. Like,
this is the right heel heat that Roman finally has.
Right.
Remember when he was getting booed previously when he was a face? Mm-hmm. He was getting booed because people just didn't like him as a face. Right?
This is the proper way to hate Roman, yeah. Yeah,
this is the proper way to hate Roman now. So, fantastic. A lot, it threw back to the Shield breakup with the steel chair from Rollins to Roman. He fell the same exact way. Same exact way he fell. So, great, fantastic callback for that. And, again, a lot of people... Now, here's the thing. And here's the thing a lot of people are not talking about. A lot of people are talking about... Well, a lot of people are talking about that... Oh, I want to see Sammy now. Now I want to see Sammy versus Roman.
Yeah.
For the title. That should be at WrestleMania. He should take the title.
Mm-mm.
Well, we kind of talked about this a little bit. I thought it was going to be an Elimination Chamber match, which was a foolish thing that I thought about. But Obviously, it should have just been a one-on-one match. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but you thought about one-on-one match in Montreal. Yes. Now, this is the thing that a lot of people are not going to talk about, and I'm going to predict it right now. Elimination Chamber. The way that because a lot of people want to see Sami versus Roman at WrestleMania, right? I think that's safe to say, but we're going to get Elimination Chamber. You want to know how you get You want to know how to get the heat off Roman? That's how you do it. Jey Uso comes back at the Elimination Chamber, screws Sami out of the title. Both Usos come out, beat down Sami. Return of Kevin Owens. We're not going to see Kevin Owens until Elimination Chamber. If WWE's smart about this is how I would do it. We won't see Kevin Owens until Elimination Chamber. The Usos and Roman and the rest of the Bloodline both beat down Sami and KO to end the show. Essentially getting the heat off of Roman and more onto the Usos. To where that you're going to see the Usos versus KO and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Because, again, if Sami Zayn, let's say, okay, Sami Zayn, was to go to WrestleMania and go up against Roman Reigns. It's not going to happen now, but let's just say you are taking a lot of people out of matches at WrestleMania. Who's the Usos are going to face? Who's Kevin Owens going to face? Who is Cody going to? Well, Cody won the Royal Rumble, so there's that. But there's a lot of things potentially that will happen negatively if Sami goes on to WrestleMania and faces Roman Reigns. Because again, you're not going to have Sami versus, Sami and Kevin. Now, you could have maybe done Sami night 1 against... They probably could have done like this. Maybe Sami night 1 against Roman Reigns. He loses, right? Then there'll be Roman and Cody night 2. Then on night 2, you can have Kevin Owens approach Sami Zayn. And, I don't know how they will get the match against the Usos, but... They could probably do something like that. But it's a lot of, unbelievably hard work to get there versus just what's right there in front of us. But I think that's what they're going to do. This segment was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Every single bit of it, from front to back to front, from Paul Heyman's reaction when Sami hit Roman with the chair, to Jey Uso. They're going to give us the illusion that Jay's going to be out of the bloodline. Maybe he will be for a week or two, but he's going to return at Elimination Chamber, and rightfully so, because again, Jey Uso's out of the bloodline. Okay, then what does that mean for the tag team titles? You're not gonna take the titles off of them. You're not gonna take the titles off of them after and not to be people are talking about the Usos reign. The Uso is in the longest reign ever for a tag team. You know what I mean? Ever in WWE. So there's that. So you're not going to take the titles off of them. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see on how this develops. But as of right now, fantastic segment. Loved everything about it.
Yeah, agreed. And then also, the Elimination Chamber will be sometime later this month on when is it? What day is the Elimination Chamber? I know it's this month, but what day?
What day? What day is the Elimination Chamber? It is on. Let me look at it real quick.
I think it's the 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
It is on the 18th. Yes.
Okay, so there we go. So that's about 2 weeks to plan, and
that is 2 weeks from Saturday.
And last I checked, that event's in Montreal, Sammy's hometown, and he's on the poster, and they've already damn near sold out of that at that arena. So, and they haven't even announced they did announce an Elimination Chamber match is going to be for the U.S. title, but this is even before a match was even announced. Is that they were damn near sold out?
The fact that Sami Zayn's the hottest wrestler in the world right now. And the fact you knew he's going to be on the show, it. So,
oh yeah,
there you go.
But this is a great angle. Just like I mentioned earlier, it's just with these beatdowns, can you at least send some agents or some refs out there to try and stop it, and the Usos, the Bloodline could just make sure they don't get in. And also I think it ran a little bit too long, but again, I enjoyed it nonetheless. I thought it was great heel heat. Now Roman is not only the biggest star in the company, but he's also maybe the biggest heel in the company.
By a long way. He's always been the biggest heel in the company, but
now he has an actual reason to be a heel for fans to look at him as a heel. But going back to what you said about the Usos, like I think it could be a thing with Jey Uso that he's out, but eventually he's going to turn on Sammy because his whole thing is, you're not really blood. You're not an Uso, and you never were an Uso. Or you're not an Uso, but you know what I mean? That could be a thing. Like that can be a real way to get, some huge heel hit on Jey. Yeah. And for the tag titles, I mean, just have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos at Mania.
Now this is how I would see it. Now, I don't think this is going to happen, and we're going to probably bring this up another time. I don't know if we have time right now to talk about Raw, but I would main event night one with the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. First time ever a tag team title match will be main event at WrestleMania. I'll have that main event night one.
Yes, and here's why I say this, because I know I've been a big proponent of, with The Rock possibly coming back, but he's already kind of like saying that he probably won't be back this year, which I call a little bit of bullshit on, a little bit, but I think he might be serious. So if that's the case,
at this point, like it's very narrow. Like what do we see The Rock in at this point that will make sense? I mean, I know Roman, but like how you get there, how you not take the heat off Cody, like it's very long, a long way away for that to make sense.
And it's one of those things of like if you really wanted to bring The Rock back, the Rumble would have been the perfect time. I mean, whether it was the Rumble match or after the main event, but I'm with your idea. Like night one is the tag team championships, and it'll be the first time a tag team championship match main event in Mania, and that could go into the next night, which is more than likely Cody and Roman, which is say the Usos lose, that plays a big part in Roman's headspace in the match, because I've always said is that Roman isn't really taking Cody seriously, and that's what is his downfall, because he has like a million things on his mind, because his whole thing is you guys need to put these guys out of their misery like quick, and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, and that plays a big part in the next night is Roman he's pissed off at the Usos. And he's like, I'm the only one carrying this family. Go ahead.
Excuse me. I'm also going to say this too as well. I obviously just said we're gonna, that's why I want the Usos versus Sammy and Kevin Owens to main event night one. I don't think that's going to happen though, because there's another person out there that wants a main event, and they want to be the first two-timer main event. I'll just leave it at that, and we'll get to that when we talk about Raw.
Right, and just closing it out. What were your highlights and lowlights of Mania this year, and what would be your overall grade
for the Rumble?
Yeah, for the just for the event and in general.
Overall, C+, B-. That's
fair.
Overall for the event, because like I said, it almost failed. It like if we didn't have that angle at the end, I would have considered this a failing pay-per-view due to some of the booking. However, since we had such a great, fantastic last 30 to 45 minutes, it's a passing grade.
All right. I gave it a B-. On when I was talking to Julian. B-. I like the men's Royal Rumble a lot more than you did. The women's I thought it picked up towards the end. And I also liked I liked how WWE put a lot of the shit And I don't mean that like in a ironic term, like the actual like shit in the middle of the show. So the placing of the matches were fine. And then our issues with the Rumble we talked about, just placing and just little things, and also the main event I thought was really good in the afterbirth, as I call it. I thought was great storytelling. I think that kind of saved the show. I think if that didn't happen and it just ended Roman wins and he walks away, I probably would have gave it like maybe a C+. But that kind of saved it, so I'll give it a B-. So overall, the Rumble I enjoyed this year. I enjoyed the whole show a lot. Let's talk about Raw for a little bit, and then we'll get into the news and then NXT Vengeance. Raw was pretty good. From
Raw was good.
Yeah, Raw was good. I enjoyed it. They got a 2.2. I think it was either a 2.2 or 2.1, which was down from the Raw 30 show. Which, hey, it's still a 2 point. In this day and age for wrestling, getting a 2 is good. Like, it's good shit.
Absolutely.
They got SmackDown numbers, so it's good. The show began with Cody coming out and cutting his promo and then challenging Roman. And afterwards, the Judgment Day came out and they were talking shit. And there was a funny moment with Dom still doing the prison gimmick, and then Cody saying, Dom, are you trying to scare me straight? I just thought it was kind of funny. And Cody just saying, hey, I'm back, so how's about we have a match? And then Cody and Finn. Actually, let me just pull up the Raw match card. Let me just pull that up. Oh, wait. Sorry, guys. I'm ill-prepared. All right. No, not January. Oh, wait. No, that is it. All right, here we go. Opening segment, of course. We already talked about that. You had Seth Rollins versus Chad Gable in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber for the United States Championship. Good match, as you can imagine. Gable is really fucking good, as we all know.
He's awesome.
Seth is really fucking good. And afterwards, Seth did an interview in the back where they brought up Logan Paul eliminating him. So that plants the seeds for Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at Mania, which I'm all for that. That's going to be a really good fucking match.
There's some other things I kind of want to bring up about that too as well. We're finished talking about the other matches for the Elimination Chamber.
All right. Candice LeRae versus Io Sky. Decent match. Io Sky winning. Baron Corbin versus Johnny Gargano in another qualifying match. Johnny won. The VIP Lounge with MVP bringing out Austin Theory. Austin Theory talking a little shit to MVP. And Bobby Lashley comes out to kind of make the save, but he ends up sparing MVP in the process. So that's continuing to set the eventual, hopefully, the Hurt Business comeback. Miz comes out and is pissed off that he didn't get a match the night after Royal Rumble. Adam Pearce says, I have a returning opponent for you. It's Rick Boogs. So Rick Boogs is back. Looking great. Next,
He's
you have
jacked.
It's weird. That dude's so fucking jacked and he's playing a goofy gimmick. It's just like, that guy looks like he can fucking flex anybody in the locker room. So, next
the gimmick. I think it's more of his. Cause he personally loves like metal and shit like that. So I like it. It's a fun character.
And then they tease dissension between him and Elias because the Street Profits tell Rick Boogs, you play guitar better than anyone here. And Elias is like, really?
Two famous musicians.
Next is another qualifying match. Bronson Reed making his main roster debut against Dolph Ziggler. Bronson gets the win, looking dominant. Good on Bronson. And then the main event, you have Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes. As you can imagine, good match. This was the first time these two have ever competed against each other. Ever. And a great match. Loved it. Loved the back and forth. And of course, there was some outside shit going on. You had Edge come out with Beth to help out Cody. And of course, Edge provided a distraction against Finn. Finn tries to go for the coup de grace, misses. Cody goes for the crossroads, gets the win. And then Cody points to Edge, just basically saying thank you. There's a rumor that next week on Raw, we're possibly getting a 6-man tag. Cody and Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Rhea, Finn, and I believe Dominic or Damian Priest. I don't know. It's just a rumor. But
I will save that. I thought about that too, but I'll save that to Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, fine. I mean, because that spot looks like it would be probably for Ray, but, I mean, we don't know how long Ray is going to be, and also Ray isn't exactly a spring chicken. So,
yeah.
But overall, I thought Raw was really good, really enjoyable. Nice, solid show the night after Royal Rumble. You're setting up possible feuds. But you wanted to talk about Seth and Logan Paul's possible match.
So two things. First, we'll talk about Rhea Ripley choosing Charlotte Flair.
Okay. Yeah.
How much you want to bet that the main event of WrestleMania Night 1 is going to be Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair? Only because Charlotte Flair wants to be the first woman in WWE history to main event to WrestleMania.
I mean, first let me talk about...
Tell me what I'm telling a lie.
Well, I mean, would it shock me? Not really, because... Okay. I don't hate Charlotte the way a lot of people...
I don't hate her either, but I'm just saying that...
Well, yeah, I was trying to... Well, like, I don't hate Charlotte the way most people pretend that they do. I know Charlotte's great. She's probably the best woman wrestler, like, not just today, but maybe of all time. It's just personal preference. I wanted to see Rhea and Bianca, but it seems like maybe they want to save that for next year at Mania, since next year is going to be WrestleMania 40.
And the reason that Rhea give was perfectly fine. It made sense. I'll give it that.
So just looking back on it, because I got caught up in the moment of like, I don't want to see this match, but this is obviously going to be a great match because their Mania match from, the empty arena, WrestleMania match was the best match of Mania, by far. So from a storyline perspective, it makes sense that Rhea has been thinking about this for 2 years, or no, 3 years actually.
Yeah, 3 years now. Yeah.
And she wants Charlotte. She wants to close the book on that because it's been eating at her. So I'm fine with that. This is going to be a great match, nonetheless. Will it main event Mania? It wouldn't shock me because
because to me it's like, Charlotte, was she needed in that main event? Again, Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch, was she needed in that main event at that WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
No, she wasn't. Somehow she got in it. And somehow she's going to weasel her way to another main event. Because again, I think it's a number of things, but I think she, I won't say she definitely has influence backstage. That's obvious. So I don't know. I won't necessarily agree with it. I don't think it needs to be a main event match. Even though this match is going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Great match. But again, I don't think it's... The story is not as strong as Sami Zayn, Usos, and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? The story is... Like, yeah, you got the story there already, but the story is not going to be as strong. You're talking about one of the once-in-a-lifetime storylines. Both pieces of that should be in the main event for both nights. Period. Right. Like, I don't want to hear Brock Lesnar and, Bobby Lashley. I don't want to hear Logan Paul and Seth Rollins being possible main events. There's only 2 main events. The Canadian guys, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. Night 1, night 2, Cody and Roman. Period. I don't want to hear anything else. No possibilities. That should be the 2 main events. But what I think is going to happen, I think Charlotte and Rhea Ripley is going to sneak in there on night 1 to main event, which is going to be, to me, unfortunate because they don't deserve that spot.
Right. I mean, it's still a compelling storyline in a sense where, this has been eating away at Rhea. But yeah, I get you, because like the biggest storyline, not just in the WWE but in wrestling, is just the Bloodline storyline. So
the past 10 years.
Yeah, it makes more sense. It makes more sense where it's like the Bloodline is taking over Mania.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And also that's another feather in Kevin Owens' cap is I main evented WrestleMania 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. There you go.
Yeah, so there you go, and I'm fine with that. Logan Paul and Seth Rollins, I'm fine with that. Another thing about Logan Paul is just like what else has been said that hasn't been said. He's really fucking good. For someone who's only had 4 matches, who gets it, it's just they need to pay him whatever he wants. Whatever money he wants, pay him. Try to get him for as many dates as you can. And also, he needs to be a heel. He needs to be a heel. He can't be a face. It's just people already hate him. I mean, when he came out, they were cheering him for the shit he did, like, the spots, but it's just they were booing him because naturally he's a heel. Right. I mean, because Cody Rhodes was on his podcast recently, and there was a bit where they were talking about going to Japan, and Cody just looks at Logan and he goes, "Oh, I forgot you're not allowed in Japan." And then Logan just goes, "Ah, yeah, thank you for reminding me." But yeah, Logan needs to be a heel. He works better as a heel. So that's just me. But yeah, Logan and Seth, that's gonna be a banger, as Sheamus would say.
It is.
But I mean, you look at the possible matches for Mania that are lined up, like
it's stacked up to be a fucking great card.
Fuck, Seth, Logan. I mean, Roman and Cody, I think, is going to be great. The tag team title match is going to be great. Rhea and Charlotte. I mean, fuck, we might even. There's a rumor we might even get Bianca and Asuka in Mania. That's gonna be a fucking.
Yeah, that's obvious. Like just look at the fucking Elimination Chamber match that's there. Like Liv Morgan ain't winning. She's on SmackDown. Nikki Cross ain't winning. Well, it makes sense. Raquel Rodriguez ain't winning. She's on SmackDown. Then you have the other two. The other two ain't gonna fucking matter. You have like Carmella and fucking Piper Niven. Asuka. Asuka's gonna be the one, and this would be a perfect way to get Asuka back into this. This potentially has a chance of having Asuka doing like her whole undefeated gimmick again.
Oh yeah, I'm here for that. I want to see that.
Too.
Another match is kind of rumored, which depending on how fast you can.
Now to I'm sorry, but to go back to Seth and Logan Paul real quick.
Uh-huh.
Remember what I said a long time ago about Logan Paul, WrestleMania?
What'd you say?
You mid-card title.
You're right.
Perfect opportunity. Put the United States title on Seth Rollins, and have Logan Paul win the United States title at WrestleMania. Now, with the current landscape, even though I've been preaching this for a few months now, do I think it's going to happen at this point? I won't be mad about it because I predicted it, but I don't think it is going to happen. I think Austin Theory is going to lose it to somebody like a Giant Gargano or a Bronson Reed inside of the Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to tell you why. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul doesn't need a title. It doesn't. To me, I don't think it really does need a title, personally. Austin Theory versus John Cena doesn't need a title. I don't think it needs a title. It'd be good if he has it, but I don't think it needs a title. I think that you get the title on like a Giant Gargano or Bronson Reed or whoever the two wrestlers are, maybe Giant Gargano or Bronson Reed. We don't know the stats of Tommaso Ciampa. Maybe that can, let's say Gargano wins. Maybe Ciampa comes back in time, has a feud with Giant Gargano, right? And maybe they have a match at WrestleMania. You know, Triple H wants to do that feud on the main roster. Mm-hmm. You know he wants to do it. There's two things I know that Triple H wants to do. Because Giant Gargano right now, he's like Karrion Kross.
Right.
Just like Karrion Kross right now. Not living up to expectations, not really his fault. But again, I'm thinking it was more because of Ciampa's injury that kind of slowed it down, because I think they were probably going to put DIY back together and have them as a tag team. But what will be a perfect way to bring back Ciampa, and again, I don't know his injury status, but what way to bring back Ciampa if Gargano wins the United States Championship and they have like a 15-20 minute match at WrestleMania for the United States Championship? That would be awesome. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, that'll get Johnny on the card. That'll get another. I won't say Johnny's young. I won't say Ciampa's young, but that'll get new faces on the card. Because again, Rollins and Logan Paul doesn't need a title. Austin Theory and John Cena doesn't need to involve a title for that match to go off. It's not even going to be about like Cena and Theory. It's not even going to be about the United States title. It's just going to be about passing the torch type of situation. You know what I mean? So I think I'll go with that. I don't know what your thoughts are about that, or what would you do in that situation?
No, I mean, you're right. Where like Logan and Seth's match doesn't necessarily need a title. I mean, it makes things interesting because it will play into what you were pitching, a few months ago. Is that eventually, let's put a belt on Logan and
absolutely
see what we can do with that. But it doesn't. But if it doesn't have a title, it's not. It's not really going to hurt the match. Cena in theory doesn't need a title because we know Cena isn't going to win a championship again, and at this point, the point is we're pushing Theory like a top guy again, but we're pushing him a lot better. We're not making him look like a joke. With the Elimination Chamber match coming up for the U.S. title, I was kind of thinking in my head of like, this is the perfect way to really, if you really want to keep pushing Theory like a star, the thing that can be the thing of like, Theory outlasted everybody. And you can do the whole thing of like Theory somehow managed to be the last guy to enter in the chamber match. Like you really want to make him look like this shit faced, scumbag, kid that you want to punch in the face. Like do that, but you're still making him look strong. But I'm kind of digging your idea of like, if Johnny Gargano, let's say Johnny Gargano does win, that could mean maybe Ciampa is coming back rather sooner than later. And Triple H loves Gargano. Like,
oh yeah,
like even Gargano says that Triple H is one of his wrestling dad, along with Shawn Michaels, and then same thing with Ciampa. And I'm pretty sure that's a match he's always won on the main roster. And
absolutely.
now that he has the pen, as they say, he can get that match on Mania. So I don't know. I'm liking your idea. Like I'm looking forward to Elimination Chamber for numerous reasons, but just to see what happens in this match is if Theory wins, it's like okay, so we're gonna still get Theory and Cena possibly, which another report about Cena is that he's filming a movie around that time, so he's not sure if he's gonna make the trip. And if he doesn't, that's fine. You can still find something else for Theory, but that was kind of the big money match for him.
I think it's gonna happen because Theory's really been teasing it. He's been saying like the champ. He's saying the champ is here. Not last night, but on Monday on Raw, he says I got ruthless aggression or whatever the case may be. So he's been teasing it. Suddenly he's been teasing it, and I don't think WWE. I think WWE will put a stop to it. Like, stop teasing. Stop saying, Cena's lines and things. I think they would have put a stop to that if it wasn't going to happen or if it's not in the works. You know what I mean?
So, on NoDQ.com, Cena's WWE status heading into Mania. United States Champion Austin Theory has been using John Cena as the champ is here catchphrase on television in recent weeks, and a segment was reportedly filmed with them on December 30th, 2022, that hasn't even aired yet. While Cena is expected to be part of WrestleMania this year, his appearances on television leading up to the event will likely be limited due to his current movie project. Variety.com reported that Cena and co-star Zac Efron arrived in Melbourne, Australia to start filming Peter Farley's Rick Stanicky. Production will be taking place through February. I don't fucking know. Production will be taking place through February and March, which should make Cena available in time for Mania. So there you go. It is believed that Cena's schedule and lack of time. It's believed that Cena's schedule and lack of time to prepare was a factor in WWE going with Cena versus Theory instead of Cena versus Logan Paul. So I guess I was wrong, but it looks like they are still going with Cena and Theory. It's just he might have limited, I guess, TV show appearances heading into
That's
Mania.
fine.
But yeah, looking forward to it. Mania is gonna be huge this year. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be fantastic.
I guess, do you want to get into NXT Vengeance Day, or do you want to talk about the news first?
We can get into Vengeance Day.
All right, so Vengeance Day is going to be this Saturday at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, going like I was mentioning about Rumble being damn near sold out and Elimination Chamber being damn near sold out. This event is damn near sold out.
Which I'm a little surprised. The only reason I'm saying I'm a little surprised is because I didn't think that many people will come out to an NXT event. This current iteration of NXT, because the reign's been okay, but like I would have figured that they would probably try something a little bit smaller, because like here we have the AT&T Center, then we have a
Freeman Coliseum,
right, the Freeman right next door, right? Like I figured that they'll try the Freeman, like side Freeman, because the Spectrum Arena, that's where the Charlotte Hornets play, so it's like the size of an AT&T. So I figured they will try something a little bit smaller, but I'm not mad about it. I'm happy. I'm very happy about it, because you know how fond I am of NXT. So
right.
So yeah, very good.
Yeah, they're close to selling out. I think the last I checked, I think they have like probably 600 or like 500 more tickets to sell.
Very good.
So good for them. But NXT this Saturday, NXT Vengeance Day, there are 6 matches on the card, which is usually more than the typical NXT event, but it's their first big event on the road, which I'm happy about. So let's get into it. You have Roxanne Perez defending the NXT Women's Championship in a triple threat versus Gigi Dolan and JC Jane.
Roxanne Perez wins.
Right.
That's all I can really say. Should be a good match. Very good match, but Roxanne Perez wins here. I don't know if now we kind of talked about, I brought up the idea of Chelsea Green heading Toxic Attraction, right? Is Mandy Rose in the cards coming back? I don't know. We don't know, right? But to me, if Mandy Rose comes back, that's kind of I would love to say, don't get me wrong, but like it's kind of like we're back to square one, and like Toxic Attraction really should be going up to the main roster, and it's like back to square one. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just gonna be one of those matches where the face is is in the odds against the team, and the team is end up gonna turn on each other. It's a typical triple threat match that we've seen plenty of times. So, but Roxanne should win in a possibly a good match.
I like, and I'm choosing Roxanne as well. I like the bit from last night where they're doing the interview segment where the whole time JC is just talking over Roxanne, telling her to shut up. And I thought JC was like the best part of the segment, because she just showed like she has charisma too. And I don't know, like I've said it before, like I have everyone Toxic Attraction, I prefer JC, because I don't know, just JC seems more my speed. You know what I mean? Because like again, we can talk about GG all day long, and we talk about those yams, which again I can't fault her for that. But I don't know, JC seems more my speed, personally to me, and she was really good in this segment. And then Roxanne, yeah, she's barely 21, and for someone who's this young, she's really good, but she's still green. But last night in that segment, she kind of showed me something that, I don't know if this was just me, I don't know if you focus on things like this, but like I was looking at her facials during that segment, like the whole time, JC and Gigi are talking over and telling her to shut up, like she's making these like facials, and not like I'm pretending to be mad, but I legit look like I'm pissed off, right, kind of face. And I'm like, I don't know, that impressed me. I was like, all right, she's slowly getting just the little things in wrestling and not just the wrestling part. So I like that segment.
She's been very good at her facials. It's just that when words come out of her mouth, like it just doesn't sound too good. But
yeah,
she's She's still young. She'll get there.
She very much still does kind of the I'm happy to be here, yay, I love everybody. I love kittens and puppies and Jesus and stuff like that. But I think she'll Jesus. I'm just naming things that people like. I don't know. But I was cackling like whenever she flew at JC and just started attacking both of them. But that was a good segment. But yeah, Roxanne's winning, and this should be a good match. Next, you have a tag team championship for the women's. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Fallon Henley and Kiana James with Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen.
Champs win. Love me some Kiana James. And you know how I feel about her. But yeah, this is really just it really obviously Kiana James is really trying to use Brooke Jensen for for that whole storyline about the bar and all that shit. I just think that the storyline is gonna play out in this match, and the champs are gonna win.
Yeah, I'm picking the champs to win. I mean, it should be a fine match, and I love Kiana James. She looks good. Next is a singles match. You have Apollo Crews versus Carmelo Hayes in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm sorry, not a singles match, a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Carmelo Hayes wins. Gonna be a damn good match. Probably one of the best matches of the night for sure. At least top 2. I don't see now again with Carmelo, right? Like if Carmelo wins, I see Braun Breaker winning, and then maybe you'll finally get Melo versus Breaker for the NXT Championship. But at this point, I know that we say, hey, let's get Melo up to main roster, Now at this point, I don't want to see him at the main roster yet, just because of the fact that he's not gonna have. I don't think he's gonna have anything important to play in WrestleMania, unless he loses here, right? Get him up to Raw, have Gargano win the United States Championship, and that could be another match: Gargano versus Carmelo Hayes. So if they bring up Carmelo Hayes, hopefully it's with Gargano, and hopefully Gargano has the United States title. That'll be one way to get Carmelo Hayes onto the main roster and get him into a something to be used at for WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Outside of that, I just hope he wins here. And if they're not going to use him for WrestleMania, they don't have any ideas immediately on the main roster, then just have him go up against Braun Breaker. So there's a lot of things that can happen with this show that can be the future for NXT and the future for the main roster. So we'll have to wait and see.
I think with Carmelo, it's kind of the opposite. I would choose it like, the match that I think we're kind of all pining for is, Carmelo and Braun, and, take that title off of Braun and put him on the main roster, because it's just, at this point, what else are you going to have left for Braun if he ends up beating Carmelo?
He has 2 potential opponents left: Carmelo Hayes, Dragon Lee.
Well, no. I was saying the possible NXT takeover, Mania weekend main event, being Braun and Carmelo. Let's say Braun wins. Okay, who else does he have left? It's just
I would like to see that on Mania weekend. I wouldn't, but I don't think they're doing a pay-per-view on Mania weekend. So. Or at least they haven't announced it yet, so I'll be okay with that. But I don't know. We'll just have to see on how they get there. We'll see.
All right. Well, I mean, because again, my point is, I'll save it for the main event. But yeah, I'm going for Hayes. This should be a good match. There's no reason why it shouldn't be a good match. Next is a fatal 4-way tag match for the NXT Tag Championships. New Day the Champs versus Gallus, Pretty Deadly, and Chase University.
Yeah. New Day should win. Gallus, fantastic tag team, great in fucking NXT UK. I think this is gonna be their first or second main NXT pay-per-view. Pretty Deadly's fucking great character. We're great wrestlers. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do. I love Pretty Deadly. And Chase U, love Chase U as well. Now I would have had Schism in here personally, but I think they're still doing this tease of Duke Hudson leaving Chase U and all that. I think there's still a tease there, so we'll just have to see if that plays out in this match. But New Day's gonna win. Should be a fun tag team match.
Yeah, keep it on New Day. Again, another fun tag match. Maybe this could be a match tonight. I'm thinking. I thought it was an elimination match. So no, that's on me. But yeah, New Day wins it, and then tease. Duke Hudson. Is he gonna stay with Chase U or is he gonna leave Chase U? So.
Right.
Next is the NXT North American Championship match. Wesley the champion versus Dijak.
I'm gonna go with Dijak on this one. Well, let me think. Hold on.
I was gonna ask you, okay. What do you think of Dijak's new gimmick?
Well, it's okay. I mean, it's cheesy. I mean, I'm just glad that I'm more glad in a sense that he's back wrestling than the gimmick itself, right? Is the gimmick, rubbish? Yeah, but it could be a lot worse. But man, I really wanted Von Kali to win last night and make this a triple threat, but yeah, God, man, I'm so mad that they're doing Von Kali like this.
Your boy Von Kali.
Von Kali, man, he's gonna get his one day. But man, this is a hard one. I haven't put it on there. I don't know if we're gonna hear about this at NXT Anonymous. I don't know if he's gonna be part of this whole Dijak thing. I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Wesley. It's a hard one. I think Dijak's the obvious pick, but I'm gonna go with Wesley. Something tells me that Wesley is gonna win this match and move on. Now, who do you pair him up with next? That I don't know. You do have like Wesley and maybe Tyler Bate. He got the North American title. Wesley Tyler Bate or Wesley and what's his face? Axiom. Or Wesley and Nathan Fraser, which I think he's injured right now or still injured, but yeah, no, I mean because you do Dijak and Tyler Bate too as well. I wouldn't mind that, but as right now, I'm gonna go Wesley.
I'm gonna go with Wesley too. With Dijak, it's just like like with Dijak too. It's just like I'm glad he's wrestling. I'm glad he's not doing I was gonna call it undisputed, not undisputed, but the Retribution gimmick. I thought that was stupid as fuck. His tweets were funny, but the gimmick was stupid. The whole gimmick where he's supposed to be the Terminator or RoboCop or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be. It is what it is. I mean, I guess it fits him, but I don't know if I'll put the title on him that quick because it would seem like they would be trying to get him over by putting a title on him rather than putting the title on him because he's over. And that's what they did with Wesley. They put the title on him because he was over. So I'm going to go with Wesley. How they continue to push Dijak, I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But Wesley's going to win this. What you do with Wesley after this? Give him more guys his size. Give him a Axiom. Give him a Tyler Bate. Which Tyler Bate and fucking Wesley at the next takeover, which whenever that is, I'm fine with that. Sign me up.
I'll probably put the title on Tyler Bate at that point in time.
And I like Tyler Bate. I've actually grown to like Tyler Bate a lot more than I used to. So yeah, there's that. Next we have what is more than likely the main event, and I say more than likely because it is. Steel cage match for the NXT Championship, Braun Breaker versus Grayson Waller. I mean, Braun's going to win.
There's so many ways you can go with this. Because they made Grayson Waller last night look, I won't say weak, but they made it Braun Breaker was on top, pretty much. So typical thing, WWE, they like to do the reverse. But if Grayson Waller wins, who is gonna be the next challenger? Maybe Tyler Bate, right? And It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. You know, Braun Breaker could get a rematch, but as of right now, I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker to win this match. Depending what happens with Carmelo Hayes and Apollo Crews, I may see Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker, or Dragon Lee, because Dragon Lee is supposed to be coming in this month to NXT. So again, you're not gonna put Dragon Lee. I mean, Dragon Lee versus Wesley will probably be the Lees, the Lees going up against each other. That'll be great, obviously, but I think Dragon Lee is a top guy. Like, he's gonna be like a top guy coming in. He's gonna be like a Kevin Owens or a Samoa Joe or Shinsuke Nakamura. He's not gonna go after the mid-card titles. He's gonna go straight to the top. In my opinion, I may be wrong about that, but I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker.
This match is interesting because they've kind of planted the idea in your head that you don't know who's going to win, because it's a steel cage match and you can win by pinfall or submission or escaping the cage. So for a guy like Grayson, who is supposed to be this scumbag, asshole heel, this seems like this is his way of winning without pinning Braun. All he has to do is escape the cage. So I don't know. It's one of those things of like, it'd be interesting if they put the title on Grayson because he's this scumbag, asshole heel, and you have a lot of, baby faces on NXT to, really put in front of him. And eventually you could, put Braun on the main roster. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, we assume that Melo is going to beat Braun, but it's like so many others have, we thought were going to beat Braun and haven't. So I don't know.
He has had the title over a year now, so something's gonna have to give with this.
I guess in a way that looks more believable, because is it going to be believable if Carmelo Hayes beats Braun? No, because guys his size or even smaller couldn't beat Braun. So, I'm. You know what? This is gonna sound fucked up coming from me. I'm gonna go with Grayson. I'm going to say Grayson wins by climbing out of the cage. Like, it's going to be a way, that's a little controversial, where, like, both of them escape the cage at the same time, and then they go to the videotape, and they see that Grayson's feet touch the floor first. So I'm going to go
mad at that.
Let me go with Grayson Waller. If you really want to get some heat, like, that's your guy. So those are my predictions for NXT TakeOver this Saturday. Let's close it out with some news. So the Royal Rumble was a big hit with not just fans but also backstage. Let's see, from Stanford Business Wire, WWE, NYSE, WWE today announced that the 2023 Royal Rumble, which emanated from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, became WWE's highest grossing and most viewed Royal Rumble in company history. The event set a new all-time gate record at more than 7.7 million, far surpassing the previous Royal Rumble high in 2017 by more than 50%. Viewership of the event saw a 52% increase versus the previous record set in 2022. In addition, the 2023 Rumble broke all-time venue merchandise and sponsorship records. Merchandise sales were up 135% versus the record set in 2022. Royal Rumble sponsorship venue was up nearly 200% versus 2022 and featured the first ever sponsored Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Oof. Or not, well, they didn't say, or first ever sponsored match, Mountain Dew Pitch Black, and a sponsored countdown clock from Applebee's. Oh, I forgot about that. And, is there more shit? Oh yeah, on social, the Roman Reigns Sami Zayn videos generated 20 million plus views all across WWE platforms and became the most viewed WWE clip of 2023. Additional highlights included Logan Paul and Ricochet's high-flying collision, which amassed 26.5 million views across WWE and Paul's platforms, and the launch of Reigns' TikTok, which netted 100k followers in the first 24 hours. So Royal Rumble Brought in the big bucks and the big views.
Yep. Shout out San Antonio. Great job. Great job by San Antonians.
Yeah, good on San Antonio. We did it, guys. We did it. The Rock reportedly leaves.
And that just shows you how big of a wrestling city this really is, too. So,
fuck, imagine if we got Mania. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
We'll fill up the whole fucking arena.
it won't happen. Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, a boy can dream. The Rock reportedly leaves door open for WWE WrestleMania 40 match. Dave Meltzer noted on today's Wrestling Observer Radio that The Rock has left the door open, and Rock indicating that he won't have enough time to get into ring shape, which I guess kind of makes sense because, we both know there's a difference between getting into movie shape and wrestling shape, and The Rock hasn't had a match since that, I guess, 12-second match at Mania from 2016.
Yeah. Which,
I guess you want to call that a match. It still counts as a match, but
it's literally just a rock bottom. That's it.
But I guess you don't want to rush The Rock. You're going to want to build this up for next year since it's the 40th anniversary. Where's WrestleMania going to be next year?
Philly.
Yeah, so there you go. They're possibly going to win a fucking Super Bowl, those fuckers, and now they're going to get Mania.
Yeah, kill me.
Kill me now. Other news, Pat McAfee addresses WWE return at the Royal Rumble. McAfee left on September 7th to cover ESPN's College Game Day. Following his appearance at the Rumble, McAfee took to Twitter to express his emotions and thanked the WWE Universe for a huge standing ovation. He remained on commentary for the entire 4+ hour Royal Rumble event. And then McAfee's comeback was a complete surprise to Cole and Graves. So their reaction was genuine. So it's nice to see Pat back. We love Pat.
Yeah. Yeah. Reaction was genuine because Michael Cole was like, I just faced him earlier today. So there you go.
Charlotte Flair reveals when she found out she was winning WWE SmackDown title. She was talking to... Who the fuck was she talking to? Ryan Satin.
God, two fucking miserable people.
Charlotte Flair discussed her time away from WWE for several months in 2022 after losing the SmackDown Women's Championship to Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania Backlash. She was away due to her wedding and had a major issue with her teeth. Flair returned on the December 30th edition of SmackDown to beat Rousey for the title. She noted that she learned she was returning to TV around Christmas. Right around Christmas, I really wanted to come back at Survivor Series, but I had just finished getting my last stitches out. So he was like, don't push it. I got the green light the week of New Year's, she said. She also said she didn't know she was winning the title until the day of SmackDown. I didn't find out I was winning the title until I got there. I didn't have gear with me. My amazing cleaning lady brought me my gear. I should have known better. I'm coming to a wrestling show. I just brought my outfit. I thought it was just going to be a walkout surprise, but because I've been gone for so long, I really didn't need to be any major fireworks. I don't know if that's a sentence, but when I got there, they were like, you need your gear. I got the call at maybe 5-ish that I needed gear. Right before I got to the arena. She got to the arena around 7:15. I mean, it was a surprise to us because we were covering that live.
You can tell it was booked, on the day of. So there you go.
But good on Charlotte. Nice to see her back.
Sure.
Report: Matt Riddle no longer in rehab. Matt Riddle was last seen on WWE television on December 12th after being attacked by Solo Sikoa, and then failed the wellness policy. The Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that Riddle is out of rehab and got his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt this past week. He's been training under Royce Gracie. WWE announced Riddle would be out of action for 6 weeks following the attack angle. This would have made him eligible to enter the Men's Royal Rumble match tomorrow night. With that being said, there are some reports that Riddle was suspended for 2 months. This would fall in line with the standard 60-day suspension for a second wellness policy offense and would make him ineligible for the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, hopefully Matt's okay. Hopefully Riddle is clean and he can get his head on straight.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully everything gets better for him.
That's all we want from Mr. Riddle. Last bit of news before we call it a night. Dark Side of the Ring Season 4 will be coming back this year. And the names that are included on Season 4 will be Bam Bam Bigelow, Abdullah the Butcher, and Mike Awesome. It's being said that Mick Foley, Jim Cornette, Terry Funk, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan have all been interviewed for upcoming episodes. So those are the three. And, I'm hoping it's not just those three, but then again, it's just, at this point, they've kind of already covered everything there is to cover with, a lot of wrestling tragedies, so I don't know, what do you think?
I'm fine with that, for sure. I mean, there's a lot more that they can do. That I think would be great, but yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it because Dark Side of the Ring is really good TV. That I can say, So, what is your favorite Dark Side of the Ring episode if you remember?
The Benoit thing was, probably the bigger one. I don't want to say I liked watching it because it's depressing, but it's one of the more interesting ones. The Pillman one, the Nick Gage one was interesting. It was interesting for the wrong reasons, because you had Moxley on there just like giddy as a schoolgirl talking about his hero Nick Gage. Let's see what else. The Von Erichs was interesting.
Mine was like New Jack, Brawl for All.
That was fun.
Dino Bravo. Gino Hernandez.
Dynamite King. Or Kid, I mean.
Yeah, Dynamite Kid. Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah, so. Yeah, they have other ones that they can do out there. That will make sense. But I don't think a lot of people will like actually end up watching them. You know what I mean? Because I can't say that because they fucking did shit on Frontier FMW. You know what I mean? They did the collision in Korea. You know what I mean? So
which that one was kind of not that interesting because it's like when you think of Dark Side of the Ring, you think of the dark side of wrestling. That wasn't really a dark side type of episode because nothing really like scandalous came out of that episode.
What do you mean for Collision in Korea?
Yeah, nothing too scandalous. The only like dark-ish thing you can think of was when like the government or whoever was like listening in on Scott Norton's phone. But other than that, it's just...
Yeah, but you gotta think about it, too. It's like they're like in a fucking dictatorship country, too, as well. And people are fucking forced to go to these shows and... You know what I mean? But, to each his own.
And the plane ride from hell, I think, was kind of the downfall because, it got Ric Flair fired and eventually he came back, but it really just caused a lot of problems because I think it's really gonna cause them problems to try and get people on the show because... ended up costing Tommy Dreamer's job at Impact, and you're gonna have people that are gonna want to not say anything bad about WWE, and also kind of like exposed the creators, like I guess their historian persona that they like to portray is like there was a lot of inaccuracies about the Plane Iron from Hell episode apparently because right. Terry was saying that all this shit happened on the flight and then come to find out she wasn't really on the same flight when everything happened, and then Vince McMahon wasn't really on the same flight of all that. So, and then the Chris Kanyon episode where they were trying to say that he was over, and then the NWO came in and squashed his push, and it's like he debuted while the NWO was fucking prominent. Right. So it's just it's one of those shows where, as a fan, you want to watch the car crashes, but it's kind of depressing to watch because then it reminds you how wrestling kind of sucks. Yeah. But at the same time, it's gotten better because, we all want to complain about how wrestlers nowadays are too small, but wrestlers are, too small and too soft, but, no steroids, meaning, wrestlers can live longer. And
yeah, it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah, it's just like, would you rather have guys, live to see 40 or even 35, or would you rather them die before the age of 35? Because, back in the day, it's like wrestler death, 35, 34, 40. Nowadays, it's either wrestlers die of a natural cause, or, as in like the case for Jay Briscoe, was just an unfortunate accident. So, I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I want to. I don't know. I didn't know too much about Bam Bam, so I want to see his career. I kind of know a little bit about Mike Awesome, and who was the third one?
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you said for the third one. I just heard Bam Bam, Mike Awesome, and I don't know. What was the third one?
I gotta look that up. Look.
Do you still have it up?
Actually pull it down. So let me put it back up real quick. All right. Yeah, Bam Bam. Mike Awesome. Oh, Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh, Abdullah the Butcher. Oh, y'all, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. Just they are gonna talk about him and fucking Bruiser Brody just fucking like beating the shit out of each other every fucking night. So,
what do you think should be some other topics? Because I don't think these are going to be the only topics.
You can probably do like the Click. I don't know how. They can still do it, but obviously there's gonna be a lot of people who are not gonna be able to be there, right?
I mean, but was that really a dark side thing, though? I mean, would you really call that the dark side of the ring? The Click?
Yes, the Click. Yes, absolutely. Because you gotta think about it. A lot of these guys, they were like they're doing somas and the chain, because even like Dark Side Ring. Okay, Brawl for All wasn't really like a Dark Side Ring. It was just like a stupid gimmick that was in WWF, right? So they did the Brawl for All, right? They did the the Collision in Korea, the Ultimate Warrior. They did the Ultimate Warrior one. That was they did the I guess Playground from Hell. I guess you could like Extreme Pro Wrestling. So there's ones that they do that's kind of a little bit off-putting. Like Bam Bam Bigelow. Like, he didn't really have much of a controversial career. You know what I mean? Abdul the Butcher, yes. And Chris, who was the other one? It wasn't Chris Kane. It was Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome. He didn't really have anything too controversial either. You know what I mean? Other than like fucking leaving ECW when he was still the champion.
Well, he killed himself.
Well, I mean that too, but a lot of guys kill themselves and haven't had Dark Side of Rings yet. Okay, I mean, we haven't seen fucking Lance Cade yet. Maybe that could be a fucking episode. I don't know.
Or Test, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Test. I think Test had a heart attack. I don't think he actually killed himself.
Yeah. Anyway, near here or there. But yeah, I mean, they could do some more episodes.
Hard Body Harrison.
No, yeah, probably him too. I'm trying to think of I mean, they already did like stories from the territories that'll would too that they've done. So yeah, so some of those have been taken up too already in a way.
I'm trying to think of more. What about Art Bar?
Art Bar, that's a good one.
I mean, because
his time,
not just his death, but apparently he had like a underage or statutory rape cause.
Yeah. 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 That's not good.
I mean, I hate to end the show on rape, but
yeah, rape. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good at all. Not good at all.
Jesus Christ. I really brought the mood down in the chat. Jesus Christ.
Rape.
God damn it. Let me tell some more Nia fat jokes.
Jesus, man.
Last Christmas, my Nia was so fat. I took a picture of her last Christmas, and it's still printing.
Oh. My.
Nia has so many double chins. She looks like she is staring at you over a pile of pancakes.
You know what they should have? You know, another one that they could have done. They could do one on Holly Race, Ric Flair, and like the plane crash.
Okay.
They can do like I don't know if you heard about the Curse of WrestleMania 6 or 7. Oh, both of them actually, where like so many people are dead now. They can do like ECW guys too, because they did New Jack. They could probably do one on like Shane Douglas, Sandman, Sabu. Those would be good ones. They got plenty to do if they put their minds to it.
I have an interesting one. It's not necessarily about an event in general, but like, what about bullying in wrestling?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, like stories about bullying in wrestling, like, you know, Hardcore Holly, JBL.
Yeah, I guess that could be an episode there. But what about 2019 Crown Jewel?
Jesus Christ!
And they were just on the tarmac.
Like who are you gonna get for that though?
Hey man, there's some people who can talk about it. Black Saturday, that would be a good one. Black Saturday.
NWO sold out.
Huh?
WCW sold out from '97.
No, that'll be terrible. Yeah, no. I think Black Saturday is probably a realistic one.
Scott Hall.
Yeah. That'll be one. Yeah.
I mean,
I think they'll probably. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say his kind of had a happy ending because he got his life together.
I mean, yeah, but the end, but we know how it ends, so it's not a happy ending. You know.
I mean, I was gonna say Eddie, but they already talked about it on the Benoit thing.
Yeah. Eddie was basically episode 1 of the Benoit.
Yeah, it's just like we don't need to be reminded of losing Eddie again because it was already sad the first time, and then it was sad again when we had to rewatch it. So I don't need to see Chavo losing his shit on TV again. So don't need to see.
What about You're gonna like this one here. Okay. What about the formation of the Elite?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What about the AEW All Out Media Scrum?
Hey, maybe in 5 years from now, that'll be a musty episode.
Just have Jim Cornette just talking about how much he hates the Elite.
That'll be amazing.
Oh, man, Jim Cornette's the best.
That would be amazing, man. That'll be amazing. I'm not going to lie.
But, yeah, that's all the show. We did 2 hours and 34 minutes. We had a nice little packed show. Didn't feel like 2.5 hours, if I'm being honest.
Nope.
Went by pretty smoothly. But Justin, as always, thank you for joining me on this voyage tonight. And go ahead and plug your stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, you guys know me, Spinebuster Tees and SpinebusterTees.com. Plenty of shirts out there for you guys to take a look at and purchase. Shirts like the Just Enjoy Wrestling t-shirt, the original Just Enjoy Wrestling t-shirt, Job of the Year Hardcore Wrestling t-shirt, Match Types of Pro Wrestling, Weapons of Pro Wrestling t-shirts, all out there. The Everything is Lucha t-shirt as well. So Spinebuster Tees, SpinebusterTees.com. I'll put in the chat here for you guys to go visit the website. I did get a little bit of money over the weekend. I played a little bit of DraftKings, and I won almost $3,000 on DraftKings this past weekend. So yeah, so I'm gonna be using that money towards maybe getting the store open a little bit sooner than I anticipated. So I was anticipating July. Now I may be anticipating maybe April, May, maybe. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, I'm not making any promises, but yeah, man, it's kind of looked into that. So yeah, very, very excited. But yeah, Spinebuster Tees and SpinebusterTees.com. Visit today.
Where are you opening the store again? What's the location?
It'll be at where Crossroads Mall was at.
Oh.
They have a lot, and the funny thing is they have like a lot of conventions there as well. Like they had like the where I told you where I saw like Ted DiBiase and the Izzy Chick and all that. It was there. It was there inside that mall. So they have a lot of festivals and events. They have a lot of like comic book conventions and pop figure conventions and horror conventions. So like it's a mall that doesn't. Like, without the conventions, I think that mall is dead. But since they do get a lot of conventions, like, maybe, like, once or twice a month, it's always, like, busy in some capacity. So yeah, man, it's gonna be pretty exciting, man. I can't wait for it to happen, man. I'm, like, right now, I'm getting close to 300 pop figures, almost 200 action figures. This week, I'm gonna start buying a lot of t-shirts to have inside the mall, inside my shop. Then I'm gonna buy pay-per-view posters as well. So, print out pay-per-view posters, I should say, because I have a shit ton of pay-per-view posters that I think a lot of people will really want to see. So, like things from like TLC 2011 poster, WWE, Evolution, the NXT Takeover posters, like WrestleMania 5 and ECW posters, AEW posters. It's gonna be a wet dream of posters. Like, oh shit, like I need to buy one. And it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there day one when you open.
Yeah.
So
well, I'll let you know.
And you guys better be there too. Support my boy.
Be there, be square.
Be there, be square. Yeah, as for me, you know where to find me. I'm easy to find on social media. I'm on Twitter, God knows why. Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere that podcasts are distributed, like Google, iTunes, Spreaker being the home base. And I'm also on YouTube. Which, I don't know, YouTube's weird because, like, I've been getting copyright strikes for the songs I play, which are actually custom made for me by the artist. And they keep saying that it's another song. It's like, no, this song was fucking actually made for me. I requested and paid for this song to be made, so I don't know why it's a copyright strike, but whatever.
Maybe you should use. I like it on YouTube. Like I use a lot of their music in their library.
No,
I just find music.
No, I'm saying the songs that I usually play as the intro, those are custom made songs. Those aren't like songs from like, big I don't want to say big time, 'cause I sound like an asshole, but like those aren't like songs from like, artists. I'm not like
they're not it's not copyright.
It's not copyright. Like these are songs made by, either Yuck Nasty or my friend Anthony. So I don't know why it's saying it's a copyright strike, and so I don't know. I'm not getting paid by YouTube. I mean, I don't even have enough subscribers to get monetized by YouTube, but whatever. I mean, it'd be nice if I did. I just need like I need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube at least, so I can get money from them. But
Oh yeah, we need to get you there, man. We need to get you there.
So subscribe to my YouTube, get those numbers up, get into 1,000 at least.
Yeah.
And Patreon. Speaking of money, Patreon is $5 a month. You get some good shit. You get this show ad free. You get the ad free uncut version the day before the show usually comes out on Friday. You get other shows I do with Ruben Prime, which I need to text him and see what we're gonna do for our next show because we have some nice juicy topics lined up. And Mr. RJ from Attack of the Savage Nerds. And Mr. Jeff Littman, which I believe we have a show coming up pretty soon. I gave him a homework assignment, and the deadline's coming up. So look for that to drop. And Patreon, $5 a month. I do another show on Sunday. It's not live, but we record it on Anchor, and it gets uploaded rather quickly. I'm not the host. I'm just one of the co-hosts. I do it with Monty, who's the host. And then RJ. It's called The Trifecta Threat. We did one on Sunday, just talking about the Rumble, and check it out. It's a really good show. It's a lot of fun. You guys are gonna love it. It's lots of laughs. So we hopefully they're doing another one this week. I always have to like ask Monty like days before. It'd be like, are we doing a show on Sunday? So, but yeah, look for that to drop. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, we will see you next week probably.
Wednesday.
I mean, I always like to ask, the guys if they're willing to like do a pay-per-view or like a pay-per-view recap show. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll talk about it. But you guys enjoy Vengeance, and more than likely we'll see you next Wednesday. And also the first Q&A show of the month is going to be next Saturday. So get in your questions. And then we have another one this month on the 25th, I believe. So anyways, guys, take care. Have a good week. And peace.
Peace out.